for our awesome archivist Dragon Raider X, letting him know we're getting into the game. I'm going to tab over to this screen and find some music for us, and we're going to get back into Waterdeep. When we last left our heroes, still reeling somewhat from a... how would I put this? From a excursion involving a wild magic storm, the party decided to clear off some of their quest log, I guess, would be the way to say it, and ventured around either working on running errands or talking to NPCs if they needed to, or in Lawrence's case, putting in a day of work. And all of that was great until the mid-afternoon when everyone was gathered outside of the Bent Nail, or the Steam and Steel, pardon me. I got the names wrong. To discuss the day's plans and to be made aware of the fact that something was going down. Namely, an explosion rocked the street, and all of the characters who were outside, which was all of them in this instance, immediately flew into defense mode. Where did the explosion come from? What led to the fire, and how much of it had spread? Salcom, in his modified state, after going on a vision quest with his brother, called upon the spirit of Bear, and his body metamorphed into a Ursine humanoid ready for battle. Now, something I did not ask you last week, Salcom, as we froze with some of your friends looking over their shoulders to see your barely concealed metamorphosis. What does Azure Edge look like? You've had enough time to attune to the axe at this point, so it is weighted for you. You gain its magical effects, and it looks the way that you want it to look. What does Azure Edge look like in your hands now, in this bear creature's, clawed mitt?
I feel like it's larger. The any intricacies on the blade itself are much more defined. The blade significantly better looking than when someone originally got it. The whole thing better shaped. It's even got like what's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know, but you need to move your mic a little bit closer.
Bear-like markings along the handle.
Okay.
Like the stuff you would have seen in that old movie, Brother Bear.
So it went from like a human-style axe to like a dwarven or a Goliath-style axe.
Right.
Okay. So all of you kind of have a choice to make. You can deal with this werebear in your midst, or the smoke and screams and flames echoing from the street. Nobody can see you right now as you're behind Emberkanabi's shop at the forge. But what is everybody's plan on doing now that your priorities are split?
I'm just gonna keep running toward the flames.
Okay.
Yeah, Connie's still in first responder mode. She jumps, turns around, what? And then keeps.
Don't worry about it.
Lawrence is right there in the forge itself, so Eve's probably like, I'll ask questions later. I will, deal with the panic now.
Okay.
Run now, questions later.
I don't remember where Pierce was.
You were all at the forge area.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna send my familiar just straight up to the sky view.
Okay.
To the sky view.
Sockham's.
Britain's reaction would be like jump. Sockham, what the fuck did you do? You know what? Tell me later, and run out and try and help.
Okay.
Yeah.
So everybody's running out now. Sockham, what are you doing?
I mean, Sockham's trying to figure out where the fire came from, and to chase it down and stop from.
There is no doubt in your mind that the fire came from in front of Trollskull Manor.
Yeah, then Sockham's just making a death charge straight forward.
Okay, so the six of you run out into the street. I assume, Pierce, you're running while Poof is going straight up.
What do I see? What do I see with my familiar?
If you look through your familiar's eyes, you're blind. Do you want to do that while you're running?
I was staying put.
So you're not running out with the others.
Not immediately. I'm just getting a quick sky view, and then I'm gonna run after them.
So this is perfect then, right? Because the camera pans up with the familiar as the KnightLites spring into action, run out into the street. You see, well, I can tell you, windows rattled as the roar of an explosion filled Troll Skull Alley. Charred bodies and anguished screams fly through the air. A thick cloud of acrid smoke billows outward from the blast, which seems to have occurred right in front of Troll Skull Manor. There's a big burn mark on the ground. People are coming out of their houses and shops. There's a crowd is gathering as you guys are running in. You can hear the whistles and bells of the guards as they're running down the street towards like where this happened. The buildings are not on fire, but there's a large number of corpses because this was at the entrance of the alley.
Anyone who's burned and still living?
No.
Oof.
Can we see a source or anything of that sort?
Is there any flame to speak of? Or
There is flame to speak of, but it's on like cobblestone.
Do I see any from this vantage point way up in the sky? Do I see anyone fleeing? Like not like terror fleeing, but
No, there's a lot of smoke.
Connie's searching for survivors like right away.
There's a shit ton of survivors. Most of them are coming out of shops and
The immediate
buildings.
vicinity is
the,
kind of far.
Like, no, if they're on the ground, they are crispy.
We.
Lawrence is
There's,
probably tagging
at a
along.
quick head count, there's 11 dead.
Oof.
I don't know
That
much
could've been
about
a lot
fire.
worse.
That's Lawrence's thing, but obviously it was a loud explosion, so it probably wasn't natural fire. But
I'm gonna run up and catch up with the rest of them.
Okay. So you run up and catch the rest of them as 12 city guards like come through the main thoroughfare into Troll Skull Alley and immediately start like making a wall and pushing people back away from the scene. Either into the alley or back out into the main street. Like they're cordoning off the area around Troll Skull Alley. Now these are just city guard, but the watch will be here soon.
Are they pushing us away as well?
Oh yes.
Oof.
yeah, just go along with it for now.
With
Yeah.
Bearman,
I let
we
them
don't have
push
much of a
them.
choice.
pushing Bearman sock him away.
I mean, what else are they gonna do?
Yeah,
Besides
right.
stab you?
Right now, they're just trying to get everybody away from the scene, but they're also like marking who is here.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Again, these are just guards. The watch will come later.
Oh, they're taking note of who's here, so there will be people being questioned.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
this is our manor anyway, so they'll
It
find
is
out.
a crime scene. so-
Pretty much as you guys are running up, the door to the Steam and Steel flies open, and Embrick and Avi like tumble out. Embrick is like fitting a sword onto his belt. Avi's got his holy symbol in one hand, and they see this, and they just like join you guys in the crowd.
Mhm.
What are you doing?
Quick question to the
I
DM.
mean,
What's
Lawrence is probably standing with Ember Kanavi. It's like, look, we don't know what happened. We just, it just happened for us.
Yeah, quickly.
Uh,
For if I can see from where I am, is the door to the manor open?
No.
Okay.
But it
Just
is
in case
burned.
whoever did this was hiding inside.
But it is burned.
can I see the scorch marks from here, or is there like the crowd blocking it?
Oh, well, you're very small. But you do have Poof.
Yeah, Lavina was her name. the
Lavina.
familiar.
You called her Poof in Two Order. A Little Adventure.
I have
Lavina, like
properly
with
named her
Lavina,
now.
you can see, yeah, it's a big crater in the ground, big sooty crater.
Can I see? Can I tell the direction the attack came from?
No.
Like okay, so it's just
But you can tell where the blast
Dropped
was
in the-
centered.
yeah, I can tell where it's centered, but I can't tell the
The
direction.
doorstep of Troll Skull Manor.
Lovely.
Oof.
And I'm assuming we can't get over there due to the cord.
That's up to you. Do you want to fuck with the guards? That's nobody has said anything.
Um,
It's less fuck with the guards. Like, hey, can we
These
investigate
guys
this?
are like constables. Like these guys are like rent-a-cops almost.
Yeah.
Hey, like,
Though-
this is our
it's-
place. What's going on?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like if you guys want to address, you would have a better chance muscling these guys
Yeah,
over
then-
the City
It's-
Watch or the Order of the Gauntlet.
Well,
Funny,
it's
is your
not
hood up?
even muscle. It's, hey, look, that's our property. What the hell?
Okay.
Funny, your hood's up, right?
Could do the name drop for extra effect.
You're also a bear man right now.
Yeah.
I think Lawrence should be the one to go up to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm the one
Lawrence probably got the
currently
most
checking.
reputation. Like,
I
as
mean,
a
you
decent
say that,
person.
but straight up, like if one of you guys says like Lawrence,
go
go
with
talk to them, Embrick is gonna be like, no, I don't think that's a good idea. None of you witnessed that. I know where you were.
Yes, but it's also our house.
That's still our property.
It's-
Nevertheless, I think you should wait for an inspector.
And at that, Lawrence would perk up like,
Yeah, Connie's got like that dot. Wait, don't we know an inspector?
I was gonna say, wouldn't Trench be sufficient?
No, Trent doesn't work for the Watch.
Well, no.
Trent is a
but
private
he's-
investigator.
Right.
yeah, no.
But what if the attacker is somewhere hidden behind one barrel? They could be
That's what I was
preparing to.
Are you still in bear form?
As far as I'm aware,
I don't
you are.
think it's occurred to Sockham to drop
Then
it
you
yet,
can't
so
talk.
yeah. Oh, I can't?
No.
Oh.
I'm just gonna put a hand on his
He,
shoulder. Like,
no,
might
he,
wanna-
he's still
roar.
he's still
He's
doing
roar, roar, roar,
he's still
roar.
doing like the bear.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't
Sock-
made clear. That's my bad.
Yeah, no,
Doc
well,
is not doing
I
peanut.
purposely didn't make it clear. Like you
You gotta say it when you're.
you go to say all that, and that's fine. But like, you just like put your hand on Embrick's shoulder and like earth sign grumble at him, and he just looks at you, uncomprehending who you are or what you just said.
I just poke him in the side, just so he can think about it for a moment. May wanna.
Yeah, just quick,
At
like,
that
look
at that
down.
point, Lawrence would probably look up, and be like, "Right, explain later."
So do you shift back?
Yeah.
Your rage only lasts a minute unless you're like in combat. Remember.
Yeah. Sock's gonna just drop.
Okay, so what does that look like when you shift? I imagine it's like Beast Boy, right? Just like a flicker and then.
Yeah, a little. I feel like a little more dramatic with the trace of the red lightning following.
Okay, sure. So you shift and Embrick like starts, and Avi like looks at you, looks at Rockham, and then looks at Lawrence and raises an eyebrow. And
Lawrence raised an eyebrow like right back, like, "Yeah, this is new to me too."
and Embrick says, all things considered, the City Watch will be here at any moment, and I'm sure they'll have someone worthwhile to inspect the thing. I'm sure they'll want to talk to you, all of you, but especially you, my boy. Especially you. And about this point, the smoke, like, buffets downward, and everybody, like, coughs for a second, and you look up and you see this, like, griffin land in the middle of the ring of people, and there's a rider on its back. Trisker, you know that the City Watch has griffin riders. It's very common.
Yep.
Oh dear.
Looking at it like
Watch is
that's
here.
cool.
That's a weird bird.
That is a griffin. Watch is here.
Mm-hmm.
No, the Griffin Rider like is just a member of the Watch, and he like looks around, says something to the guards, and then flies off again. Like he's not. The Watch is not here. No.
Hear what you
Blink. You think he saw it from up there?
Can I hear what he said to the guards?
Make a perception check.
Can others make this check as well?
Sure.
Woo.
I will say most, if not all of you have disadvantage because you're surrounded by people muttering and asking questions and shouting and like.
Aye. While they're doing that, I think Bren would look at Connie. Has she still got her disguise on?
No, but she's got her hood on.
Yeah.
Aye. Because if the watch is coming, like, make yourself hidden scarce.
So, with disadvantage, none of you rolled high enough to know what the Griffin Rider said.
Would inspiration help here, or does that just?
Yes,
help
absolutely.
all the way?
Inspiration would negate your disadvantage.
'Cause I would like to use it.
Okay. So the guard said to the Griffin Rider, like, we're cordoning off the area, see if anybody is fleeing, the watch will be here soon. And then the Griffin Rider, like, fucked off.
I was gonna say before this, I think trying to leave right now would be a bad idea.
You
No,
physically can't.
Rock'em
Yeah.
would just say they're making a perimeter. Just stick around.
And at that, Lawrence would probably breathe a sigh of relief, like, okay, they at least have this in hand.
So, 12 city guards showed up. 6 have posted up at the thoroughfare between Troll Skull Alley and the main road. And 6 more are starting to push the crowd back into Troll Skull Alley. They're widening the perimeter. Like, you guys get pushed back, like, all the way to the other side of the Steam and Steel, basically.
Okay.
Fair enough.
I mean, I would probably duck back into the forge, just be like, get myself out of the way.
Okay, so you duck out of sight, and one of the guards, like, sees that and is like, hey! And, like, calls you back over.
I mean, Lawrence put his hands up, like, look, I'm just going back to work.
And the Avi says to the guard, says, we're the proprietors of this establishment, and that is our apprentice. My partner and I work for the guilds of Waterdeep, the most careful order of blacksmiths and metal forgers. That's our apprentice, Lawrence Parnassus. We've got all of the documentation that you require. And the guard, like, is listening, and he says, I've got orders. Everybody stays in sight. Anybody runs is under suspicion of the eyes of Waterdeep.
I mean, at that point, Lawrence should just stay put then, because...
Okay.
Well, figured if we're gonna be stuck here, at least get some
Might as well
work
get back to
done.
work.
But, yeah, might as well get some work done, but I guess that's out the window for the moment.
So, you guys will have some time before the inspector shows up.
Have they stopped really just herding us around?
Mostly, once they have an adequate perimeter, they're just like, don't try to go past us. So there's this
Alright.
big open area between the two sets of guards.
Okay.
But the
so
life
they've-
kind of goes on in control. That being said, anybody who tries to do what Lawrence did and like go back into Troll Skull Alley, like back away from them, is like, oh nope, hang on, you need to be spoken to. Like,
Okay. They've probably like seen my clothing and identified me as a caster. Most likely.
if not for the glowing pigeon, yes.
Yeah. I'm just gonna like conjure a pillow and just sit over to the side.
Okay, so you conjure a pillow, sit down on it. Are you wearing your Force Gray
Yes.
pendant? Like, is it visible?
Yeah, it's like pinned to the front of it.
Okay. So I need to bring up a couple of NPCs. So you're just waiting.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
There's nothing we can really do otherwise.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Yeah,
no
probably
problem.
like study my book a bit.
So, a little bit later, like, you guys, I assume, are, like, looking around and watching. You see,
keeping an eye out.
Vincent Trench has his own, like, party. Like, he's got a couple people around him that are, like, moving with him. Just distraught nobles, basically. And you see, Fala, keeping back. This would be relevant to you guys, but most people wouldn't mark it. You guys would mark it because you deal with Tristan and Brayden. Fala is doing the inconspicuous distance pose.
Aye.
Kind of
Yeah,
away
Lawrence
from everybody else.
Lawrence would probably be giving Trench a wave, just like.
I mean,
you know,
he's
how you doing?
he's busy. He's surrounded by like rich fawning nobles.
Yeah.
And you see, what you don't see is Rashal. Rashal is nowhere to be found.
Ooh.
But yeah, like I said, you have some time if you want to try something to get around these guards. I know some of you mentioned it. It specifically says give your players time if there's something you want to do, or you could just wait for the inspector, but you guys have to say it.
Part of me feels
Connie's
like we should
just-
mention we own the place. Part of me feels like we should wait for the inspector for that.
We could pull the name drop.
I doubt that'll.
Yeah, it wouldn't do much.
Unless we
Not gonna
added on to we
I
own
mean,
this
we were
establishment.
in the newspaper as people like trying to
Yeah,
help.
that's fair.
Yeah, but that's not going to save us from suspicion of 11 killed people.
Hey,
There's not much we could do here anyway, except for maybe go through the manor and see if they like ducked in there. The person that like done this.
If they have, they can
Yeah,
be gone now.
but they're going to do the same thing that they did to Lawrence when he tried to duck into a building.
Exactly. Unless we let's convince them to come with.
You can certainly try. That's what I'm saying. Like, you can attempt whatever you want.
How long have we been
Important
sitting here?
question. Important question. Wasn't there something like with I can't remember his name, but he wanted to like hide some people in
You dropped your volume by about half. What just happened?
I'm here. Hello.
Your volume is like halved.
Why is it half?
I don't
Hang
know.
on.
would you move away from your mic?
Is that any better?
Yes.
There you go.
There you go.
But someone wanted to like hide people when they needed to in Trollskull
And
Manor.
that's not been done yet. We need to renovate
Yeah.
before that.
Not been done.
That
Hasn't
was
been
the
done
rush.
yet.
He wanted an extra room added on to Trollskull Manor to hide people whenever they need to be.
Okay, that hasn't been done yet. So
Yeah,
we don't have to
no,
worry.
right.
Most of us don't.
We
even
just
know
got the
about that, I
we just got the new renovation quote.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Hey, we haven't even started that yet. What other-
Okay, yeah,
long are we
then I
sitting
don't,
here
I
for?
don't see any risk with having them help us
Shut that.
go in and search.
What? Shut that.
Just
Lawrence
a
would
question for the GM.
probably look around and note that Rashal isn't
Gamzee.
coming out.
Gamzee.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Trace.
Lawrence would probably look around and realize Rashal hasn't come out and probably get a little bit concerned
Okay.
and point out to the watch like, look, I know a bookseller and I'm not seeing it. Can I ask for an escort to go check on?
Make a persuasion check with disadvantage. No, he says, the guard says, I'm sure there'll be a full investigation into the comings and goings of this neighborhood when the watch arrives officially.
Any estimation of how long that would take?
Waterdeep's big.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep an eye out for anyone hiding wounds or burns or any of that stuff.
Yeah, make a perception check.
Just over the course of however long we're
Yep,
stuck.
Like, unless you guys I'll keep that in mind. Unless you guys, like, take on a project that takes a lot of time, the inspector does not show up until you say, we're ready for the inspector.
I mean, that's what I'll be doing until Inspector time. So.
Aye, it's until he comes back, just kind of hanging around.
Would I be able to puzzle out whether this seems like a magic spell was cast here, or is this like someone lit
You
something
would
and then
need
it
to
went boom?
examine the crime scene to do that, and to do that you need to deal with the guards before the watch shows up. The watch will not let you.
May I take
Alright.
my shot at that? At this then?
Go for it.
So I think Sokam would like look at the spot, look to the guards, and be like, "Listen, that's our property, and if someone did that and they're hiding in our building, I want to bring them out. My name is Sokam Zuma. I am in service of Waterdeep."
Where's Azure Edge?
Like sat on my shoulder.
Oh dear.
Is it in a sling, or are you carrying it?
He's
You
got
got a
hold.
sling for it?
He's got hold of. He's like holding it how he was in the tavern.
So you're holding a battle axe.
Oh
I
dear
know, I guess.
God.
Just so that
Here
we're
we go.
clear.
There's a difference between having it on your shoulder and I'm gonna cut you in half right now.
Oh no, absolutely. But there's also a
it's-
difference between I have a gun in my hand and I have a gun on my belt.
Well, this is
It's made up tomorrow.
like he's trying to let Azure Edge see, so he's not
I'm
really
just
thinking about
asking.
that. Yeah.
It could be fine. Who knows?
Okay, so make a persuasion check with disadvantage. We'll start there. Okay,
Oh.
so the guard, because Azure Edge looks different, right? It's not immediately notable that it's Azure Edge.
The difference is the handle mostly.
Right,
the head
but
is
it's
almost
still-
the same.
Again, he's a commoner.
Fair.
So the guard like turns to you and is about to tell you off, and then Azure Edge lights up. In your mind, you hear, my boy, perhaps I should try a thing or two. After all, I am your mentor. And when Azure Edge lights up, the guard like starts and like jumps back and like puts a hand on his billy club.
Oh boy.
Hold on. The axe wants to try something.
You look like
You
that
see-
wording.
You see him put his whistle in his mouth when you say that?
Oh, sorry, magic axe. It's talking. He,
Magic
looks at
axe is-
Az-
Make a
Totally
persuasion
looks at
check.
Azure Edge.
Make a persuasion
It's
check.
true. It does talk.
Oof.
So, all of you are pulled from your reverie and your conversations by this watch officer running backwards and blowing on his whistle for all it's worth. All of the other guards, including the ones at the front of the alley, turn and like a couple of them like come over. And Azure Edge says to you, Gamzee, Azure Edge says, well, that didn't work precisely as I had planned, but just repeat after me, won't you?
Sure.
Constables of Waterdeep, I am the bearer of Azure Edge, legendary blade of the hero Melun War Dragon. May the soil lie lightly upon him.
I think Sockham's gonna recite that.
Okay, if you just say that, you have to roll, or you can actually recite it.
Oh. So what was it?
It would be an intelligence saving throw.
No, I was thinking like, what was the phrase? Right, the word was constable, wasn't it? So it was constables of Waterdeep. I am the bearer of Azure Edge, of the legendary axe Azure Edge, formerly owned by Melun War Dragon. May the soil rest lightly upon him.
Make a persuasion check with advantage.
Good job, Games.
Okay, so they stop, and Azure Edge keeps talking in your head, and Azure Edge says, good people, I am entrusted with this symbol of Waterdeep's freedom by the Lord of Waterdeep herself, Laurel Silverhand.
Good people, I am entrusted with this symbol of peace for Waterdeep by the Lord of Waterdeep herself, Laurel Silverhand.
This crime scene is on my property. I have inherited Trollskull Manor, and I need to begin my own investigation, if you please.
Ah, fuck.
And the whole time, Azure just like strobing visibly.
Yeah. And Sockham's kind of like constantly looking forward, looking at the axe, like, good people. This crime scene is upon my property. I inherited this manor, and He's like, he is stumbling over his words, like, and I demand to be able to commence my own investigation immediately.
Make a persuasion check with advantage because Azure Edge is helping you. Okay. So, what are the rest of you doing when you see Salcom like holding this axe and like speaking out to the crowd?
Brayton's sitting there like, shut your foot.
I've walked up to him by this point.
Connie seems a little flabbergasted.
I've walked up to him at this point in case I need to intervene.
I have a hand against my head. Just why?
Just
Why? Of all times, why now?
I think he's got this.
So
he might have this.
the guards
That's the problem.
step back, and I think one of them says, "Very well, Lord Zumar. Conduct your investigation. Who do you require?"
Like, Sockham's gonna like have this like, his eyes are gonna go wide for a second. He's gonna look back and like yell for Connie, Lawrence, and Rockham
Okay.
if they're not already
Nice.
with me.
I mean, yeah, Lawrence will step up.
Connie steps up.
Okay. So the guards lead the four of you over to Trollskull Manor. You see a bunch of bodies on the street, a bunch of burned cobblestones. The wooden archway above Waterdeep that like Trollskull Manor is part of is like singed and like smoldering, but it's not on fire. The door has like covered in soot. There's a body on the stoop of Trollskull Manor, and then there's a bunch of bodies like scattered around the street.
I'd probably get up and step over after a bit as well.
You're stopped.
Sockham only called for like Lawrence.
Rockham, Lawrence, and Connie.
The three people that are usually the most perceptive.
Can we walk past the body on this dude?
I
or do
mean,
we have to move it.
You have
being a
to.
car accident-
It's like it fell against the door and it slid down. You have to step over it.
Can I?
Stepping over is fine. I just don't know if I want to like move a body in a crime scene. So,
Yeah, generally.
so yeah, I'll
don't
step
do.
over it.
Can I
Basically-
tell it all who this person was, or is it just Chris?
Make an investigation check.
I'd like to
Oh, he's pretty
be
smart.
examining the scorch marks. And,
I mean, I'm
see if I
planning to
can
breach
where
the door in a
glass
moment in case
actually-
someone's hiding in there.
Connie,
Mhm.
it is a gnome. A gnome dressed in dark grays and blacks. He's got a dagger in his hand, and he's got like dried waste because he got fireballed all over his boots, suggesting he was in the sewers recently. He seems to still have his possessions on his belt.
Can I hear anything? when I go?
I'm going to. What am I going to do? Just using the tip of my dagger so I don't have to actually touch anything. I'm just going to very carefully nudge things around a little bit, see if I can find any sort of guild affiliation or anything to indicate who he was.
Not on the gnome.
I'd
Alright.
probably be checking like the scorch marks and seeing.
No,
if I
I'm
can
gonna try the door.
And Connie's putting all this out as she finds it.
Did you lock the door when the last time whoever was there?
I don't remember who the last person out was.
We probably did as a matter of course.
Probably.
Then the door is locked.
Okay, good.
I mean, Lawrence, toss Rock the key.
Okay.
Open the lock.
Yeah,
Or
open the
door.
lock, push the door open, it's the same as it always is. You see Leaf behind the bar for just a second, and then he sees the guards over your shoulder and he just vanishes.
Yeah. Well, whoever did this didn't make it inside. Close the door, head back out.
Well, not in the front. So we want to
They
check
could have
around
gone
back.
through a window. Do you guys want me to go check real quick?
There's not a back door, Trish.
Oh,
I thought the stairs to like second and third floor were around back or something.
They are. They're on the main street.
Yeah.
Trollskull Manor opens sideways on the long side of the building, which extends into Trollskull Alley.
Right.
But the main thoroughfare goes outside, and that's where the guards are, and that's where the staircase is.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
thought it was on the entire back side of the
No, because
Manor.
remember the upstairs is an inn.
That's right. Okay, I misunderstood the orientation.
Nope, you're good. It's just turned 90 degrees from what you thought it was.
Any
I could try
guess?
searching the place, but-
Any guesses for what I was asking about earlier? Whether this was magic or physics?
Make an Arcana check. Best thing I can offer.
And yeah, I guess I'll keep searching the place with that remark.
I'm assuming if I want to take a look at the scorch marks and see exactly where
Do you want to give Connie
started.
advantage?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fireball spell.
Yep, that's a fireball spell. All right.
Who would want to fireball the manor?
They didn't fireball the manor. If they did, they missed. Scorch marks in the street,
make a
dog.
fireball for.
Yeah.
Okay, so if they, but they were aiming for that, right? Or is it?
You have no way of knowing what they were aiming for. You know what's a fireball spell? You know the fireball spell went off in the middle of the street, and the manor is largely untouched, as is the building on the other side of the road.
Which
Right,
would
so it
probably
seems
be
like-
the bent nail, wouldn't it?
No, no. So the okay. I see what I'm going to need to do. 1 second. Shitty drawing time.
You could also pop over to the map real quick.
I could, but the map isn't exactly accurate. I moved a couple of things around.
Ah.
I think I switched the bent nail and the steam and steel.
Oh.
But no, let me show you. Boop. So, Troll Skull Manor is oriented like this, lengthwise. The steam and steel is down here. There's a wooden archway here that is the entrance to Troll Skull Manor, and there's another building here, which I think is the Tiger's Eye? I think? I need to double check that, but the point is, both of the buildings are fine. The fireball was in the street.
Okay.
If I start to go inside, do the guards look like they'll follow me in?
No.
I just want to do a quick sweep of the inside, make sure no one's hiding in here.
Yeah, well, they saw you
Came in through a
unlock the
window or
door, so they don't have any reason to,
Yeah,
fuck with you.
just gonna
Right.
double check no one's hiding out in here.
Okay.
Basement, floors, all that jazz.
So
Take a
you
few minutes.
wanna make a circuit of Troll Skull Manor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Figure if I
Lawrence.
find anything, I'll shout. People,
I was about
Yeah.
to say,
Lawrence will stick with Connie.
Brentwin, you want to use passive perception for this? Just make a circuit?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll come back to you then. Remind me.
Yeah.
Connie, Lawrence, Braden, or Connie, Lawrence, and Salcom. Sorry, Braden. What are you doing?
I think Connie says to Lawrence, I'm not sure who they were aiming at, but
There are 10
Lawrence
other
probably has-
corpses in your immediate vicinity.
Yeah.
yeah,
Just
and she's
saying.
kind of checking them as she goes.
Yeah,
you didn't
Lawrence
say
is
that.
probably-
Like, there's checks
Sorry.
for those.
I meant to and I forgot to.
Make an investigation check.
You want me to roll for any of them?
Yes, make an
With
investigation check.
With advantage, because Lawrence will be right there.
Okay. Okay. So, there's one old woman on the tiger. We'll say it's the Tiger's Eye for now, and if I need to change it, I need to change it. But I'll call it the Tiger's Eye side of the street, because either way, I know it's over there. There was an elderly woman on that side of the street, face down on the sidewalk. There's two male humans in leather armor with long swords, kind of in the middle of the street, but more on the Troll Skull Manor side. There's two...
I'm really sorry, I'm falling behind them in the notes.
I didn't realize you were writing it down, I'm sorry.
Old woman?
Old woman, face down on the sidewalk, Tiger's Eye side of the street. Gnome, face down against the door, dagger in hand, black and gray clothes, waist on his boots, and his possessions are still on him, on your side of the street.
Okay.
Closer to the gnome are two male humans in leather armor with long swords. The long swords are still on their belt.
2 humans, longsword.
In the middle of the street, in the thoroughfare area, there's 2 female humans and 1 male half-elf dressed like servants.
Health. Sorry. 2 what?
2 female humans and 1 male half-elf dressed like servants. They have like noble crests on their clothes. And then on the corner, on the trailing edge of the fireball explosion, there's 4 halflings. 1 with a flute, 1 with a fiddle, and 2 in like jangly dancing costumes. And there's like a jar among the corpses. Buskers,
okay.
Mm-hmm. Anything more than that, and you're gonna have to start messing with the bodies.
Alright. She doesn't want to disrupt things too much, but I guess after that she's gonna start asking people what they saw, who was here, who...
Okay, so we'll come back to that. Mm-hmm. Salcom, what are you doing? And yes, I did mean to say Salcom.
Yeah, I was gonna like ask one, like, because you said that the the stairway to go upstairs was separate from the front entrance.
Correct. It's around the side. It's around the side of the building, which is the side. It's around the side of the building that faces Main Street.
Right. Idea was ask a guard to join Salcom to search that area, just so he can't get jumped or something.
The guards will not move from their position. They've cordoned off the area. They are cordoning off the area until the watch arrives. They let you this far because it's your house and you have Azure Edge.
Okay. Then Salcom's gonna head up that way.
So you're gonna go upstairs. Rock, are you only examining the main floor and the cellar, or are you also going upstairs?
I'm starting at the bottom, working my way up.
You cannot go upstairs from the tap room.
Yeah, no, I'll have to go out, go back. Yeah.
Okay. So we'll okay. So both of you. What's your passive perception, Salcom? I know Rockham's is better, but what's your passive perception?
It is 11.
Yeah. Like, the only trails in the thick dust, because you still haven't cleaned this place up,
Yeah.
is what y'all made. Like, there's nothing new. And Leaf is, like, who, probably Rockham, because you're spending most of the time in the tap room. Leaf, like, appears away from the windows, but he's, like, in, like, the frantic, like, I need to get this message across. He's, like, signing explosion, like, making explosion motions. But he's not, like, pointing. He's not, like, saying, like, there's something in the cellar. It's just, like, what the fuck was that outside?
I don't remember. Can he write, or is it that he can't write? I don't know.
He can write. He can't hear you, and he can't speak.
Do I have paper or charcoal or anything? Want to check with it?
You've been drawing in the dust mostly.
Mm-hmm.
Lawrence has a notebook.
Oh,
I also had an idea for that, but that comes later. That's something I meant later.
I'll just like get a bunch of dust together and spread it on top of the bar or something.
Okay.
That way you can use that.
What are you writing?
I'm just gonna start. Like, I know he's a ghost, but I'm gonna start off with "Are you okay?"
Like, if you're gonna have a conversation with him, that's gonna take time.
Basically, my goal is: you okay? Can I keep going, or is there a problem?
Okay. I think he says, the door's on fire.
I just give him a thumbs up and keep searching. Basically, like, I already know.
Okay. Then yeah, both of you, like, don't see anything. Leaf is staying away from the windows.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he's technically...
Brayden and Pierce, what are you doing?
Brayden's like sitting down like in a bit of a grumpus, like fine.
I'm just
Just kind of sit here doing nothing.
I'm gonna go sit beside Brayden on a conjured pillow.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really have anything else to do.
Okay.
Because they won't let me by.
Aye, it's like nice to know we're not needed.
I mean, Brayden, like, straight up, like, both of you, if you wanted to, you could just be like, I roll stealth.
I mean, yeah, but if we get caught, that's a
That's a
swift...
funny
That's a big if.
Or try the whole I'm with that guy.
Yeah, there's a reason Connie hasn't dipped.
Aye.
Yeah.
So, Connie, are you gonna mess with any of the bodies?
Not yet. Like I said, she's waiting for the guard to actually arrive to do that.
Okay. So, is anybody doing anything until the investigator arrives?
But as I said, I was gonna ask around, see what people.
Yes, you're gonna ask around, see what people saw. So let's talk about what you see around you. Trollskull Alley is more than just like 10 people, right? It's more than just Embrick and Avi and Fala and Rashal and Trench and etc. Right? Like it's a neighborhood.
It's run down, but there are houses.
It's not really all that run down. It's run down by Waterdeep standards, but like between the Bent Nail, Corellian's Crown, and the Steam and Steel, like it's in decent repair. Think of it like it's definitely in the city, right? It's definitely, I would use the term inner city, but it's not a poor district necessarily. The biggest property downgrade is the fact that Trollskull Manor looks like shit.
And we're kind of trying to work on that.
Yeah, you're working on that.
And also exploded.
My point is, there's a lot of people, most of whom you have never seen before. Everybody is like got that glassy-eyed look on their face of, I have a shit ton of adrenaline in my system, I'm gonna sleep this off in about an hour.
Right.
So whom do you approach? Like, everybody seems equally disoriented.
Okay.
It's the aftermath of, oh fuck, what the fuck just happened?
Like, let's call it what it is without pointing fingers at any specific event or location. Somebody's had a bomb off in the street. Like,
yeah,
it is identical to that.
Okay.
It's trauma.
Yeah.
In that case, you might wait a while for people to chill out.
Okay. I was just saying, if there was anyone in particular you wanted to talk to, with the exception of Rashal, they're probably here. As I said, Fala is doing that, you know, I'm not conspicuous thing, but like all of the rogues gallery of Trollskull Alley is here.
I was hoping to talk to Trench, but you said he was like mobbed by folks.
He's currently occupied.
Yeah, but you could walk up to him, like.
I mean, Lawrence would probably be the first one to go over.
Yeah, like he's surrounded by dudes, but what I said was you couldn't call him over.
Gotcha. In that case, I'll go bother him.
Okay. So yeah, if you walk up, Trench has like half a dozen, ranging in age from like 38 to 75 nobles around him. He's currently got this like elderly woman. Again, he's in his human guise, right? So he's got the long trench coat. He looks like a 1940s, you know, like mobster a little bit, except the Waterdeep version. What?
Zenigata.
Yeah. I mean, he's in his human guise, and he's got like this older, like noble woman, like by the arm, and he's just like, you know, cooing to her in that way that like,
yeah, like the...
I'm a social class beneath you. Maybe I'll get money out of this kind of way. Type thing, but he sees you come, like, walk up, and he like passes her off to one of the other nobles, and they just start, like, you know, complaining that this is the lower class's fault, and he like steps over, not much, just like 1 or 2 steps, because the nobles will hear everything that you say.
Right.
But yeah, like he steps up and he says, before you ask, I'm afraid my services aren't available immediately. We need to let the city conduct an official investigation first.
Of course, I just thought you might like to know what we found so far.
And Lawrence would pass over his notes, because he was right there.
He doesn't take them. He like holds his hand up and he says, that is evidence. Mr. Parnassus, you should know better. That should be turned over to the watch post-haste. If you're caught with that, it could be a fine and hard labor for up to a 10-day.
Just trying to be thorough. Anything we can do to help.
Make a persuasion check, weirdly enough.
And I don't see why we couldn't have a second copy of the notes we've taken.
So you say that, Lawrence, and Trench, like, double takes. He's like listening and nodding along. You say, "Is there anything we can do?" You see him look back at the nobles, and he looks back at you with this, like, resigned look on his face. And he says, yes, actually. Mr. Parnassus, who has the deed to Trollskull Manor specifically?
And Lawrence look a little sheepish and say, "Actually, I've got it."
As soon as you say this, the old woman, like, perks up and, like, pushes the other noble off of her, and, like, she does the "I want to talk to the manager," like, stride in front of Trench.
She's a Karen.
Yeah, like, no, she's more like a Monica. She's like Karen's mother.
Oh god.
She's Martha.
And I'm not gonna do an old lady voice. I'm feeling a little bit congested. But she, like, pushes in front of Trench, and she says, "I saw it all. I tell you." And just like,
and at that, Lawrence would be beckoning over one of the guards, like, "Yo, you need to hear this."
okay, yeah, like, one of the guards comes over, and Trench has this, like, resigned look on his face, like, "Here we go," and he says, "Master Parnassus, Jezrien Hornraven, Lady Hornraven, Lawrence Parnassus, current owner of Trollskull Manor." And the guard that you called over says, "Lady Hornraven, you saw the man who did this," and she just like throws her hands up. She says, "It wasn't a man! I tell you, it wasn't a man! It was a puppet shaped like a man! Puppet with no strings! What's up on the rooftop there?" She, like, points.
Blink, blink.
Lawrence be looking up where she pointed.
I mean, you see a rooftop.
Is
Puppet with no strings.
what's his name? I keep forgetting names. An investigator person, not
They're not there. Oh, Trench? Vincent Trench? Yeah.
Trench. Yeah, are we able to get to him?
Yeah, they're Lawrence and...
Yeah, I'm gonna walk over
Lawrence
this way.
and Connie are talking to Trench, currently.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk over that way.
So you guys look up, and Lady Hornraven says, "The puppet threw something down into the crowd below that caused the explosion. It burned those halflings alive, I tell you! I saw it!"
Through something. Was it an object?
Make a persuasion
Connie's,
check.
like, gesturing with her hands, like, 1 foot, 2 foot. What size puppet are we talking?
She just keeps repeating, "It looked like a man."
Sorry. Is it reasonable to say I followed them over there after coming downstairs?
No, you're upstairs.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Trollskull Manor is 5 stories, bro.
As Rocco can well attest.
Oh boy. Okay.
Or if you don't count the lookout.
So whomever is trying to get more information out of her, make a persuasion check.
You want to try for Connie, or shall I?
Or I.
I think
Or-
Lawrence is the one currently talking to her.
Yeah. All right, persuasion check it is.
Okay.
Ignore this then.
Okay. So she says, you asked her about the object. You said, what did he throw? And she says, "I don't know, but it caused the explosion." Like it's your job to know this, not hers. And you hear Trench, like, sigh from a little bit out of frame. And he says,
I mean,
Am I
Lawrence is
right now?
suspicious because...
"What's up, Pierce?"
Am I close enough to hear all this?
Yeah, you were before.
See, this strikes me as odd.
Speak up.
Yeah, this is striking Lawrence as suspicious because if we determine it's magical in nature, then it wasn't an object.
Can you give some details about what it looked like? Like, I understand you don't know what it was, but could you tell us
Size,
anything?
color.
Mechanical?
It was a puppet. I told you, a puppet without strings. It looked like a man.
No. Not the person that did it.
The
The
thing
object
they
they
threw.
threw.
It wasn't a person. It was a puppet. You hear
Okay,
Trench sigh again.
Okay, the thing the puppet threw then.
She says, I think she just says it caused the explosion. As if that's good enough.
And Lawrence
I-
is kind of just sighing.
Out of curiosity, where were you when you saw this?
Make a persuasion check, Connie. That one is calls for a persuasion check, I'm sorry. So she gets really, really irate when you say that. And she says, like, what do you need to know that for, nosy girl? And Trench, like, puts his hand on her shoulder and, like, kind of, like, pushes her back a little bit, steps in front of her, and he says, Lady Hornraven was requesting my services at the time.
I see.
Lawrence is probably looking at, where Vincent's office is compared to where the fireball was.
Yeah.
It's just like,
And
what was her perspective?
Pierce is looking up there. Maybe there's some kind of sign that they were up there to begin with, if they really were there.
Up on the
Only if we
rooftop?
knew how to- Yeah,
Awesome.
You'd have to get up there.
I'm gonna send my bird up there to look around.
Okay. You send Lavina up there to look around. So you're gonna go blind. What does it look like when Pierce, like, eyes of the beast?
I would say that
Lady Hornraven is just complaining the entire time.
Yeah, I'm just kind of tuning it out. I believe he just,
You like close your eyes like Professor X.
just focus, close my eyes.
Okay.
Probably clutch the amulet a bit.
So Lavina goes and like lands on the rooftop. You can make a perception check for Lavina.
Okay. Perception.
Mm-hmm. The roof tiles are shifted. Not inconsiderably.
So,
Is there a direction of movement?
That is a survival check, sir. Are you skilled in tracking?
I don't believe so.
If you want to make a survival check with disadvantage because you don't know what you're looking for, Lavina has a very different perspective than what you have, make a survival check with
Alright.
disadvantage.
Okay.
I wish I was a bird. at
No
this point.
idea.
Yeah.
Several of the roof tiles are like out of alignment by a not insignificant
I'm
amount.
gonna pull back from Lavina
Mm-hmm.
and tap Lawrence on the shoulder.
Trench and Hornraven are like bickering in the background. Yeah.
Lawrence,
what you got?
there's definitely someone up there. I don't know the direction or where they came from or where they went, but the roof tiles are moved a bit.
About this point, the twins would come out of the building.
Okay.
If I can, kind of like nonchalantly go over to chat with Fala, I would like to.
Do you...
I
Fala is not in the crowd of people. Fala is like back in the alley, and the guards are keeping everyone here.
Okay, never mind.
I mean, if you want to pull rank and be like, hey, no, like, Lord Zumar said I'm doing the investigation, or if you want to roll a stealth check, or you want to turn into a fly, or something like that, like, we can talk. But if you just walk away, the guards are going to stop you.
In that case, I think Connie's gonna like see if she can make eye contact with Follow just from the edge of the crowd, and just give her that like little subtle eye jerk in the direction you should go, like into the door.
Make a... Secret PCI language. Make a perception check with disadvantage. Or not perception, persuasion check with disadvantage. I would make you roll linguistics, but that's not a thing in 5e. Okay. That is good enough, even with disadvantage, that is good enough for me to roll against. So let me grab Fala, because I don't have enough things open right now. If you guys could see my screen and how many fucking tabs I have open.
It probably looks like
Respectfully,
my
I don't want
Chrome
to.
tabs.
I have an interesting question for the GM.
Can you
DM.
let me roll this first?
It's actually a question about the role you're doing.
Okay.
If you're rolling for her to understand it, do you need to succeed or fail the roll?
First of all, Fala does not have a gender. I
They,
cannot
sorry.
make this clear. Fala literally does not have genitalia. I cannot make this any plainer.
I'm sorry.
But also, they need to succeed on the roll to understand Connie. Yeah.
Okay.
Connie rolled high enough that it's like there's an intent to the way that I'm looking at you, and now Fala has to interpret it. It's an insight check. No. So I think like you're like making eyes at Fala and like jerking your eyes around, like go over there, and Fala does that like Disney movie thing where Fala just holds up the pot that they're working with the plant in and like gestures at it like, is this what you want?
Shakes head. And just like... In that case, she doesn't want to call attention to her either, so I think she's just gonna like... I guess I'll go back to talking to...
Be a good time if you have the message spell.
Oh, right.
Do you have that yet?
I guess I do have that.
I didn't think you got that for a few months.
Because I cast that this morning, didn't I?
You cast Animal Messenger.
Yeah.
Or, right, Animal Messenger, I could cast that, but...
You want to cast a spell in the middle of the city guard.
There's also that. Depends how showy it is, maybe.
What are the components?
It is... It is... Where are you?
It is
A tiny beast you can see within range. I'm guessing there wouldn't be any beasts in range to...
No, there was a giant explosion.
Giant fireball.
Yeah, okay.
But there was nothing else? There was no verbal component, no somatic component, nothing?
Verbal somatic material.
So yeah, so if you want to visibly and obviously cast a spell with all of these guards and everybody freaking out...
I mean, I would tell the guards, hey, I'm sending a message, don't shoot me first.
You could literally just, if you're gonna do that, you could just be like, I need to go talk to that person.
Yeah. That one right there that you can also see. That way they could follow you if they really needed to.
I mean, you can also like write it on a note. I can send my bird over there.
That's a point. I'm gonna bug Pierce.
Okay. Are you trying to be stealthy with this, Pierce?
I
remind you, Lavina is a completely white pigeon that glows.
It'll be fine. Don't worry about it. I am a terrible influence.
Where is she standing exactly?
Dungeons and Dragons, the only game where I walk up and talk to them isn't an option. Like, fuck, guys.
Where is she standing?
Fala?
Yes.
Like inconspicuously on the stoop of one of the other buildings, probably like the Bent Nail. Like, they're not at Corellian's Crown, but they're somewhere they shouldn't be, which is how you notice them in the first place. But they're doing that thing where they're like, I'm not involved in this, I'm just gonna go about my business.
I'm just passive observer.
Yeah, exactly. Like, the only way you notice them at all is because they're not at Corellian's Crown. Like,
I think sending the bird over there to them would draw more attention to them.
Alright, in that case, I think Connie's just gonna be like, hey, I need to go to speak with that person. I know them, blah, blah, blah.
Okay, one of the guards is going to go with you unless you try to dissuade them.
Shoot, how do I dissuade them?
Actually, I think I have an idea.
Okay.
I could distract the guard with something else. Maybe the mention of the roof
There
tiles
are
being
12
shifted.
of them.
Heck. Okay,
A
never mind.
fireball would be pretty distracting.
True.
Oh my god.
Correct.
Full circle.
I mean,
Listen,
it distracted
we can-
everyone else from whatever they were doing to come to this.
If somebody
so-
wanted to detonate a fireball and kill as many people as possible, there are way more targets out now than there were before.
Oh yeah.
Jesus.
If they were planting the bait, yeah.
I really wish Connie had had the sense to pick up the sign for leave.
I mean, so Connie, are you going to, like, let the guard go with you, or...
It's time to be bold.
I swear to God. If you keep this up, the timer's gonna run out and the inspector's gonna show up. Like,
I know.
Whatever Kanye would do.
I guess I'll go over to Fala and I'll just be like,
so okay, so stop.
with the guard,
Oh,
I know.
So you have a guard. So as soon as you start walking towards Fala just goes into the building and closes the door.
All of that build up.
Okay, never mind.
Like, sees you coming over with the guard, does not, like, make it obvious that it's like, this is because you're coming over, but just, like, finishes what they were doing. Oh, I need to go in here. Goes in the building, closes the door. To anybody who is not from Trollskull Alley, it would be like, oh, the person is getting off the street to make the investigation easier. You guys know that that is not in any way Fala's building.
Yeah.
Okay.
All of that build up kit. Goddamn.
I
Mostly our fault, but-
can only do what is in my notes. Like,
Actually, I have an idea. I have an idea for what I want to do.
I was thinking that whole time. I swear to God, if they go inside.
I want to go over to her and ask her, hey,
where?
so
Who are you speaking to? I'm sorry.
I want to go over to Connie,
Okay.
like, interrupt whatever she's doing. Hey, you're good at reading tracks, right?
Roof
know
tiles
somebody
are
who
not
is.
tracks.
That's relatively, seems more Sock's thing, but I could take a crack at it.
Okay. Well, you're the only other person that could easily get up there aside from.
Or Sock. Rock's thing, rather.
You're the only other person that can get up there easily, other than, well, Brayden. There's on that building the woman was pointing to. There were shifted tiles, but I couldn't see what direction they went or came from.
I mean, Lawrence has been eyeballing the building ever since
Mhm.
Pierce mentioned it to him. It's like, okay,
So
how are we gonna get somebody up?
So about this point, you guys are interrupted by the sounds of marching footsteps and, like, metal armor.
I'm going to tell the guard, who is probably somewhere nearby still, hey, I'm gonna be a bird to check out the roof. Poof.
So you say, hey, I'm going to be a bird, and the guard looks at you like, what the fuck? And then you turn into a bird, and the guard jumps back, falls on his butt, like, shouts loud enough that everybody looks over, like, what in the absolute shit is happening? And then as you do this, like, 25 knights come into view.
Oh shit!
And you're just an inconspicuous bird at this point.
Can you turn into a bird yet, Connie?
Oh, shoot, you're right. In that case, you would have said...
Mouse,
Oh, I have-
What
probably?
are you instead?
Spider?
Mouse, probably?
I would have said... Where are you? I know you're here somewhere.
I completely forgot that you can't do bird yet.
Tarantula!
Okay. So you turn into that. As these knights come in, all the guards, like, step aside and salute. In the midst of these guards, there is 2 individuals. One is basically a captain of the watch, and he's escorting someone. You've never seen the captain, you've never seen the guard, and you've never seen this other guy. But this other guy is dressed unmistakably like Rashal. Not exactly, but it's like, oh, Rashal was wearing a uniform.
Oh heck.
And so they come up, they see the big fireball, and the knights immediately like make a full circle around the area, because there's like 25 of them, whatever. And you all hear the dude that's dressed like Rashal. He says, well, what do you make of this, Cromley? And the sergeant, the captain, says, I don't know, Inspector Blastwind. Seems an explosion of some sort. I should say so, yes. There's dead people all over the street. What's this alleyway coming to? And Cromley says, oh, what do you mean? It's a joke, boy, it's a joke. And he comes over, and he starts just, like, talking to the guards and, like, getting the report so far. And you see them pointing at Lawrence.
And Lawrence will be coming over already.
And so you come over, and the dude like stops talking to the guard, and he turns to you, and he says, I'm sorry, this is an official investigation by the City Watch, and if you must know, the Watchful Order of Mages and Protectors. You are a civilian. Back behind the line, please, sir.
With my distinct apologies, sir. We were running an investigation. The bearer of Azure Edge.
You're just a lad running an investigation. I should say not.
I am an apprentice to 2 of those in the order of the most careful order of blacksmiths and metal forgers, sir.
That hardly makes you cut out to be an investigator, my boy. This voice is going to kill me. I made a mistake.
I do apologize in advance.
No, he has a lot of talking. It's fine.
And, you know,
I'm assuming this is pretty loud.
Oh yes.
I mean, it's Sergeant voice, as Tristan has.
Oh no, this isn't the sergeant. This is the other guy. The sergeant is actually quite soft-spoken.
Voice of I'm going to be loud and booming in an obnoxious fucker.
His name is literally Barnabas Blastwind. I don't think he can help it.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy.
So Lawrence would look very apologetic and say.
So pause.
With all due respect,
pause. Connie, the Griffin didn't land on a roof. He landed on the street.
Gotcha.
And then he flew off.
So Lawrence would again look apologetic and say, with all due respect, sir, I own the deed to Trollskull Manor here, and we were inspecting the damage and taking stock and seeing what happened. I do have notes here on those that were killed, and I would be more than happy to hand them over.
I should hope so. As for this sir business, I'll have you know that my father was knighted. My name is Inspector Barnabas Blastwind.
Merely a matter of respect, Inspector. And Lawrence would absolutely hand his notes over.
Yeah, he takes them and leaves,
about the corpses.
Leaps through them. How good are your notes?
They are probably meticulous. Emric and Avi would probably drill Lawrence on.
Yeah, in shorthand.
No, I mean, even for, detailed orders.
You didn't have enough time to write all this out. Did you write it in shorthand?
Probably would have been.
Okay, then he can't read it. So he looks at it and he scowls and he passes you the notebook back and he says, "Learn your letters, my boy. Stay in school."
It's shorthand, Inspector. I can read them for you if you'd like.
You're taller than I am. What's nothing short about your hands? He's pudgy. He's like short and pudgy.
And Lawrence
he's played by this guy is played by
Gimli.
Yeah, John Rhys Davies.
Yeah, so Bluster is a good descriptor for the guy in the first place. And, Lawrence would clear his throat and start reciting off, all the details for each court and pointing each of them
Yeah,
out.
so when you start like writing, like Barnabas like pulls out a pocket notebook, as does the captain that's staying at his shoulder, and they both start like taking notes.
And as he's finishing, he would then say, "In the course of our own investigation, one of my associates and I determined that this was magical in natures."
I should say so. It looks like a fireball to me.
That was our conclusion as well.
I'd probably have Pierce step over.
Okay.
And I'd make mention I'm with Lauren. I'm with him. Another thing we found in our investigation is the person who did this was apparently on a rooftop.
Probably, what's the city coming to? Where there's children owning manors in the city. And the captain just like shakes his head. He says, "I don't know, Inspector." Like long suffering, like Kif to
Brannigan.
Yes, exactly. And Barnabas says, "You there? What's your name?"
Percival Averill. I can't remember what's my title with Botcher Safar, the Black Staff.
Force Grey.
Wait, Force Grey. A member of Force Grey, sir.
He stops and like puts his pen down, and he says, "I wasn't aware the Blackstaff Tower had been informed."
They have not. We were over there at the Steam and Steel when this occurred, and we rushed over as quickly as we could.
What's your take on this matter? Would you like to roll an Arcana check?
Yes, I would.
People got exploded. That's what you got. Oh wait, don't you have advantage? Because you have your magical...
I do have advantage.
That changes some things. Okay. So, this is the first time you've been called forward. Like, you've got a good look at the scene now.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck the fireball... Because fireball is a directed spell. It's basically a mortar, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever the fuck this was aimed at, it was shot downward. And if it was aiming for a person, they missed. It's not centered on a person.
It hit the cobblestones before it hit anybody else.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And it's, it looks like somebody was hoping to hit someone with collateral. This was not a sniper's bullet. This was a, I know Agent 47 is in this room, I'm just going to throw a grenade in this room and sort it out later.
This was basically, they're in there somewhere, I'm sure this will take care of it.
Yes. Like I said, it was shot downward, and you can't tell who it was targeting. If it was targeting where it landed, it might have been targeting the building, and they really missed. You don't know. But there's no obvious, like, oh, this person got nailed in the face with the fireball.
Yeah.
Like, all of these people got nailed in the face with the fireball, but you know what I mean. Like...
Yeah, definitely.
The Hanzo Dragon arrow came through this alleyway, but the arrow itself didn't hit anybody.
Yeah, the attack was directed in the general area, not at someone in particular.
Or if it was, they missed.
Yes. So, this is the first time I've gotten a close look at this. They either missed their intended targets, or by hitting right here, they were planning to get as many people as possible.
Terrorism against the people of Waterdeep.
It would seem so.
From where did this heinous blast originate?
That
is actually making me lightheaded. I need to stop.
Yeah. From what I can tell, I did some investigation with my familiar. There's some shifted tiles on the rooftop over there, and there was a witness saying she saw someone on the rooftop over in that same place.
And you point, and Barnabas says, Cromley! And he, like, points, and, yeah, Cromley, like, immediately, like, calls a couple knights over, and is like, find a ladder, get up there, and go investigate.
Have I found anything up there?
Were you just letting the guard scream and flail? You just left?
Yep.
Make a stealth check.
I mean, she turned into a spider.
Okay, make a stealth check for the spider.
Then she would have said spider rather than bird.
Quentin Tarantula. Again, this is going to be a matter of perspective. Keep that in mind. Your Tarantula is not whispering rolls.
Oh, sorry.
No worries. So, you clamber up the side of this building, leaving the guard to point and flail because he just saw a woman vanish. You clamber up the side of the building.
I told him not to freak out.
Yes, what you said to a random individual on the street was, I'm about to explode and get gore everywhere, don't freak out, and then immediately after finishing that sentence, exploded in a cloud of gore.
Grace, if you walked up to me, even in a world where magic is real, you walk up to me and say, I'm gonna be a bird, don't freak out, and then suddenly, explosion, bird. I'm gonna freak out at least a little bit.
Yeah.
True, but magic is a thing in Waterdeep.
Okay, that's fine. You don't look like a druid.
You're,
Okay, that's fair.
for lack of a better term, tiny demon girl.
And also, not everyone knows about druids. And also, even if they did, somebody going, I'm suddenly going to turn into a spider, bye, and pff, it's a little bit shocking, even if you're, like, in a druid's conclave.
Fair enough.
So spiders
Funny,
have a
though.
climb speed, so you could just climb up the side of this building, no problem. You see the shifted tiles. Make a survival check with disadvantage, because again, perspective. Quentin Tarantula. I'm gonna keep saying it because it's still funny.
It's still fun too.
Every time you say that, you make me think of Quentin Tremblay.
I should be making you think of Quentin Tarantino,
I don't know who that is.
the famous director.
Things to show
Clearly,
after the stream, I suppose.
clearly need to rectify this.
How have you never heard of Quentin Tarantino?
I don't know, man.
Literally, he's produced, like, arguably, he's as popular as Steven Spielberg.
You know, Tarantino pizza rolls. Same thing.
What is Spielberg
Oh
done?
my god.
What has Spielberg... Did you seriously just say, what has Spielberg done?
I know the name.
So we need to murder Gamzee is what I'm hearing.
Anyway.
I mean, yeah, to be fair, it's not that popular. Just, you know, Star Wars.
That's why I didn't watch any.
I'm gonna stay quiet.
As
Among
for
lots of other
Tarantino,
things.
he did Reservoir Dogs.
Gracie,
Pulp
I'm waiting on your...
Fiction,
Oh,
Kill
never mind,
Bill.
I see it. Never mind, that's on me. So... Yeah, like, somebody was up here, they were doing the Aladdin thing and running on the rooftops, but... really hard to tell. They were heavy, whatever they were up here. Like, this looks like a Rock'em track.
Would I be able to get a better angle if I was, like, sitting on the edge of the turret?
If you were in Connie form, you could not have disadvantage, but in
Yes,
Tarantula...
but there's a matter of getting down again.
Yeah,
Connie is very clumsy.
that's the thing. If you're in Tarantula form, like, you know, you're gonna have disadvantage on the check.
Alright.
About this point, a ladder, like, clatters up next to your spider-ness.
She's gonna get out of the way of them.
Okay, you scuttle away. In the meantime, Barnabas has, like, made his notes, and then he's trying to, like, shoo Pierce and Lawrence away.
I mean, job done as far as Lawrence is concerned.
Okay.
And,
Yeah.
you know, he'd back up to, you know, stand next to Ember Canop.
We've helped their investigation quite a bit. We can.
What are the twins doing? Haven't
I've
heard from
been-
you in a bit.
After doing the lap around the building, I've just been kind of hanging around in case anyone needs a hand, or
Are you staying behind the cordoned off area?
I'm somewhere near where the front door area is, so wherever that would be.
So no. So you're
'Cause
also
I did
shoot
the lap,
away.
I've been looking out for shit.
You're
Yeah.
also shoot away then. Brayden, what have you been up to?
Rude. Okay. I don't like these guards.
Brayden's just been staying out of it. He's
Okay,
not getting involved with them.
fair enough. So, Connie, do you come down or you stay up there?
I think she's gonna stay up there and eavesdrop on what they do.
Okay, make a perception check.
Like, see if they're pointing, oh, they lead this way, or if they mutter anything.
Yeah, make a
or-
perception check.
Oh. Okay.
There you go. So yeah, they're like talking amongst themselves. You see one of them like take his helmet off so that he can see better because he's in like metal armor. He's like looking at the thing. You see them like both of them like look down, like they have a clear view of the front of the manor. You see them, and they're both talking like, yeah, something was up here. If I was up here, what would I do? You see one of them make like a drawing a bow motion and like look down at an imaginary arrow, and he nods. You see them like talking amongst themselves, and it, like inevitably they go, "What could do this?" Because they didn't hear Barnabas say that it was a fireball, right? They say like, "What could do this?" And one of them says, he says, "Heard there was were-rats in the city. They're sneaky gits. They might have something."
Blink, blink.
Oh crap! Now do it, Skaven.
Can tarantulas blink?
Yes,
Yeah.
I think.
Yes.
It's more like they pull their eyes downward, but yeah. They're talking back and forth. They don't really know what this could be. However, with a 15 in perception, Connie, even from your diminutive stature, you see between the Steam and Steel and Trollskull Alley, or Trollskull Manor, sorry, you see like where the halfling buskers were. You see like I'll just say it, either a halfling or a kid like hiding in the alley. Doing a good job of hiding, don't misunderstand me. He hid from rock, but
I was gonna say rolled well on stealth.
from your elevated position you can see him. You don't know if it's a halfling or a kid. The guards haven't seen him yet.
Gonna scoot down there.
Scuttle down the side of the building. Make a stealth check just because the guards are right here and looking at the roof. You'll have like it's a good like it's an easy DC. I just want to make sure that you don't like sneeze. Yeah, basically. So you go to scuttle away, and the guard like that's standing on the roof like jumps back, almost knocks the guard on the ladder down onto the street, and he points. And he's like, "Spider!" It's like, "Yeah!" And they both like freak out, and you scuttle away really quick. You definitely hear one of them say, "That was a hairy bastard."
So in this case, Tarantula. Achula.
Yes, Terran Achula. Yes. Where are you going?
I'm gonna see if I can. So let me get this straight. The kid is in an alley, or
The alleyway between Embrakanavi's shop and the manor. Yes.
is it at end?
No, it's a. So the alley. Shitty drawing time. Boop. So. Troll Skull Manor is like this orientation, right? Right? Longer than it is wide. The steam and steel is like down here. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I
we're
didn't hear
listening.
anything for a second. And then like the forge is like back here. So this whole area is open for traffic. And the kid is like between the two buildings. The kid is like here. If the investigation is over here, he's like staying out of sight back here, almost behind the steam and steel. I hope that was helpful.
Yeah, I think
yes.
she's gonna.
And now to open
I
up
think-
all of my fucking notes again.
Sorry.
No,
Joys of
it's
Vienna.
fine. It's just there's a lot of notes for this scene.
So I think she's gonna scuttle back down the building.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she's gonna like through the backyard, come up behind him and like.
You were not on top of the steam and steel, to be clear.
Right, I thought. Which building am I on top of?
You're like on the other side. Like there's like a, how do I explain this? There's like a T intersection that the steam and steel is the top of. The thoroughfare that leads out of Troll Skull Alley goes down past the steam and steel, down towards the Corellian's Crown, etc. You can also turn right and go to Trenches, to Tiger's Eye, you can go to the Bookworm's Treasure, you can go over that way as well. And then the whole thing is covered in buildings. You were, like, over on the Tiger's Eye side.
Okay. So
Like, it's
I'm
fine,
hoping-
you can still go there. I'm just saying, you were not... The guards are not traipsing around on top of the steam and steel. Avi wouldn't have it anyway.
Okay.
But also,
point-
if something was on top of the steam and steel, throwing a fireball, you guys would have seen it, because you were there. Like...
Right. Point being, I wanted to scuttle around back of
Yeah.
the steam and steel, and then not like right next to him, but like nearby, turn back into Connie. So if he ran, he would have to run towards the crowd.
Right, so you want to be behind him.
Mhm.
You poof back into Connie. Make a perception check.
Okay.
There's a figure between you and the kid. You pop out, you're getting ready to like come up behind him and talk to him, and there's a figure like in the process of doing that, like 3 steps ahead of you.
Blink, blink. Description.
From the back, they have like a shoulder cape that is black. They've got 2 scimitars on their belt. They've got a black hood. They're wearing like a medieval catsuit otherwise.
I'm gonna see if I can get a front angle on him. I'm assuming he's gonna get to the kid before I do.
I mean, yes, that person is doing the exact same thing you were doing. They're just about 4 feet in front of you. Like, there's not a lot of space back here. There's like the kid, and you know that meme of the dude sitting on the church pew, and there's a woman behind him with a pistol, and there's a man behind her with a pistol, and then there's a sniper.
Yeah.
It's that. It's literally that. It's the kid is hiding behind a rain barrel, and directly in front of the kid are the dead halflings, and the guards. Directly behind the kid is this black cloaked figure, and directly behind the black cloaked figure is Connie.
Alright, I'm gonna surreptitiously as I can try and get a look at who this person is.
I mean, if you wait, they're gonna grab the kid. You don't know if they've got a knife or a garrote or like what, but like if you wait, they are like, again, they're doing exactly what you were doing. They're like a second from putting their hand on the kid's shoulder.
In that case, I think she's a Connie again.
Well, no, yeah, you said that. This is after you turned into Connie. You saw this.
Oh, my mistake.
Yeah.
Hi!
So you say like, hi. So the kid jumps and knocks over the rain barrel. And all the guards like look up. The kid takes off running.
Oh boy.
The guards like whistle, start chasing after the kid. The figure jumped, did a backflip over you. I'm not making this up. Backflipped over you, lands behind you, and I need you to roll initiative.
Okay.
Any of us see this?
Oh shit!
No.
Okay. Even with my passive?
Even with your passive.
Fair enough.
They're in an alleyway next to.
I meant because visual isn't the only cue. Audio as well.
There is no sound. Well, you see the kid running off, but you don't see this happening in the alley.
Fair enough.
Could we go to investigate that nonetheless?
I mean, the guards are all over it.
And the guards are chasing the kid.
That's fair.
Maybe Connie will scream when she gets stabbed and dies.
Yeah, no, what? I definitely go down the
Okay, so yeah,
running
no, so
behind someone.
Connie, you handily lost initiative.
Oh no.
So what happens is this figure, like, you go, hi! The figure just jumps like Batman, backflips over you, lands behind you, and before you can blink, you're face down on the pavement, and they're, like, sitting on your back. Ow!
Pierce would be going to see what the kid was running from.
I mean, so, again, the kid was in the alleyway that was cordoned off by the guards, and they pushed everybody out of it. You would have to get past the guards. Like, the kid got caught instantly. Like,
I mean, I think I could. Like,
You could drag Sockham over and have him.
I could also be like Force Gray.
nevertheless, it's going to take you more than 6 seconds to get over there.
I'm still gonna make my way
Some
that
warning
way.
is better than no warning.
Fair.
I'm still going over there.
Okay, so Connie, you're just like shoved face down. We hear like in the distance, we hear Pierce like, "Hang on, I want to check that out. I'm Force Gray. Like, get out of the way." And so we know Pierce is coming, and in your ear, Connie, you hear, "Just like the Hoppers, always getting in my way." And then the weight is gone.
Looking around, where the heck did they go?
They just fucking vanished. I'm gonna roll stealth. Pierce, what's your passive perception?
Passive perception is.
She rolled very well.
Yeah, like a 30,000 or something.
No. It's doable.
Passive perception is 12.
Okay, so it's not that doable, unfortunately. So you see Connie laying in the alleyway, like picking herself up, looking around like in a daze. You see nothing else.
Oof.
I'm
sending my bird up.
Did
immediately
you
to
see where
look.
they went?
I would be immediately sending my bird up to see if I can find anything around. Hello?
I'm
Hi.
here. I'm like, no.
Huh?
Nope, you don't see anything. The guards are like chasing you, trying to like pull you back at this point. And they've got the kid. The rest of you saw this kid come trundling out of the alleyway. He knocked over a rain barrel, ran like the hounds of hell were after him, right into the guards, and the guards like wrestled him to the ground. And he's like a kid. He's like 10 years old. He's like dirty, like a street urchin.
I mean, Lauren just come over.
I would.
What the hell?
I'd be trying to get over to Connie to help her up.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd point out literally the other day a kid almost killed us.
Connie's already
Is
up
there
and
any
running.
chance this is the same kid?
Try and intercept.
Trying to intercept the kid?
No, I mean like, guys, no, he,
Is there any chance this is the same kid that was at the farm?
No.
Just, I know it's a shot in the dark.
No,
I'm
no,
just
you turned
curious.
him over to Force Gray.
I know, I'm just conspiracy theorying at the moment.
Completely unrelated child.
Okay, cool.
right. Sorry for
What
spooking you,
in-
kid. You were about to get jumped.
I mean, the kid is not listening to you as there's like 5 adults in metal armor pinning him to the ground. There is currently, like, the music doesn't like show it, but there is currently chaos all around you as guards are trying to get you and Pierce, like, they're trying to arrest Pierce, They're trying to...
Wait.
That would go over well with the black
You
staff.
charged a police line, son. You are about 1 second from being in the same position this kid is in.
Okay, then. Poof.
So there's that. Suddenly there is now another person in this alleyway. They want to arrest Connie. The kid is screaming bloody murder. Barnabas is trying to restore order. The crowd is like, what the fuck is going on?
Officers, I saw someone trying to gank this kid. I don't know where they went, but they're like, smacked me over the head, and now, well...
Make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
I shouldn't have actually smacked myself, that hurt.
Dingle.
Okay, decent roll, Connie. So you say that, and they're like, what were you doing back there? This is a police line. Meanwhile, Pierce...
Yes.
Are you going to resist arrest?
No.
Okay,
Connie's okay.
so Connie, as you're like, somebody's going to attack that kid, Pierce is thrown to the ground. Somebody, like, puts their boot on his shoulder. His hands are, like, cuffed behind his back, and they're just, like, holding him down.
Shit, what did she say? She says, can you please unhand him? He was coming to try and apprehend the person who ran off.
So about this point, the captain from before comes over. And he, like, very calmly... The kid is still, like, in the middle of these burned corpses, like, screaming. There's, like, water running down the street because he knocked over a rain barrel, which, by the way, you guys used previously.
Yeah.
And he comes over and he says, officers, that is a member of Force Grey. I believe Inspector Blastwind has requested their assistance, though his actions are understandably suspicious. What were you doing, boy? As they're, like, they don't uncuff you, but they do help you to your feet.
That kid was running from something.
Yeah, from the person who was trying to gank them a second ago.
With all due
I spooked
respect,
him.
miss, that appears to be you.
From what I saw when I entered that alleyway, she was just getting up from being pinned down.
Do you have any proof?
Looks at the probably smear of mud on her chest now.
I mean, yeah, you look like you took a fall. Also, because this character is good at this, you fell on her footprints.
Oh, that's cheeky.
She knocked you forward onto, like, where she was crouched. Yeah.
Well, even then there would be footprints where she landed behind me.
She landed on you.
Oh.
There would have been footprints where she was right behind the kid.
That's what Connie landed on. That's what I'm saying. When she tackled Connie, she did it so that Connie fell on her footprints.
Sounded like a woman, about yay high. She had a black cloak on. I didn't get a look at the front.
Yes, we all know the stories of the Black Viper.
Blink, blink. Who?
So, Cromley turns from you to Pierce, like, come on, you know who I'm on about.
No, I heard something about a black figure around, but I haven't heard anything in particular.
Yes, well, it's not going to erase your suspicion, and it's a bit too convenient, don't you think? Barnabas comes over about this point. What have you got there, Cromley? And Cromley says, this individual from Force Grey is Avril. Quite, sir. Charged the cordon because his associate was interrogating a witness. The boy! Yes, sir. And Barnabas, like, looks at the two of you. Well? What have you to say to yourself?
I I had been on the roof trying to get a better read of the whole situation. You see, my friends and I have come into ownership of the Troll Skull Alley just recently. So I was on the roof trying to get a read on what the heck happened when I saw this kid back here. I got back here to try and ask him what he saw, because he's back here and no one's going to see him otherwise. I got back here and someone was trying to, or was at least seemed ready to, just kind of like makes a grope motion around her neck.
Who was this mystery assailant?
I don't know. Sounded like a woman. She flipped over me and kicked me in the back, and I landed on my front, and I didn't actually get a look at her. And she's got a face like, I really regret what I did.
And Cromley says, interfering with an investigation is a crime in Waterdeep. I'm afraid you'll have to come with us. And Barnabas goes to say something, and you're both and everybody else in the crowd is interrupted by a shout, and then the sound of people scrambling in metal armor. All of the guards have ducked away as the kid, now on his feet, is holding something above his head in an I'll fucking do it pose.
What's he got?
Looks like a bracelet.
Is this something that Rockham and Sockham can see?
Yeah.
Do I have a spell for this?
Kid, what is that? What are you doing?
Do I have a... Hold on. I think I have... Let me check. I don't know. I have a thought. It might get me in trouble, but if he's doing what I think he might do... I'd have to hit him to do this, though.
I've got...
What's he got? What is that?
Anybody familiar with magic can make an Arcana check.
Okay. Can I see this from where I am at all?
Yes!
Okay. Because to my knowledge, I was pinned down.
No, you got picked
him,
up. You're still cuffed, but you got picked up. You're on your feet.
I have a way to
would I
restrain
be
him, but
able
it might kill him.
Would I be able to make the check, or is it proficiency only?
You would have disadvantage. Okay. Pierce, you rolled high enough.
Okay.
That kid is holding a necklace of fireball.
Oh!
Oh shit.
And he doesn't seem to know what he has. The guards ran because they know what he's got. He's
or is someone still holding me?
You're cuffed. You're chained up. You're cuffed. And there's a guard by you. But all of the guards, they recognize it. They're like, oh shit. The kid doesn't know what he has. The kid is he's like,
okay,
he keeps saying I'll call on the power of this magic and
I have a serious question.
Yeah. Imagine
I have hang on.
Imagine you work for the UN, right?
Yeah.
And a kid just pulled out a bomb. He doesn't know what it is, but he knows the grown-ups don't like it. That is exactly the scene in front of you.
Does Misty Step get me out of handcuffs?
Yes. Unless they're magical, which they're not.
How difficult would it be to Misty Step and snatch that out of his hand?
He's a kid, so it depends on how quick you are.
Could, appeal to
I will say this, none of the guards seem to have ranged weapons. If they did, this kid would be a pincushion.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I can hit him, but A, it might kill him, B, it would restrain him, though.
Okay. I am going to yell,
did you get that?
That's a necklace of fireball, and Misty Step at the same time and grab it out of his hand.
Does Misty Step have a verbal component? Because if it does, you can't do both.
Wait. Okay, yeah, it does have verbal. I'm gonna yell that and then bounce.
Okay, so you bamf in front of him, you're gonna try to.
I would say to the side, right out of his view.
And you're trying to snatch it out of his hand.
Yes.
He's shorter than you. He's a kid. He's 12 years old.
Yes.
Okay. So make a sleight of hand check.
Sleight of hand?
Yes.
Okay.
Because he's like holding it in his fist above his head. Because he knows it's a big scary thing, and he knows like he was not expecting the result from the grown-ups. He thought, like, in his head, in his little kid head, he thought, oh, it's a lucky charm. I'll like grab it and squeeze it and everything will be okay. And he pulled it out, and one of the guards saw it and shouted bomb, and everybody scattered. And now the kid is like, oh, scary thing, get back, I'm scary. So you like jumped in front, like jump beside him. Unfortunately, that's not enough to wrest it out of his hand. So you like grab his wrist, and then he turns to you and like puts both hands on the necklace. You grab the necklace, and now you're in a tug of war. If the cord breaks and these beads fall, everyone is dead.
Question.
I mean,
Okay.
Lawrence is
Before
going to probably
anything, if I may.
sprint over.
Okay.
There is
Shot
a
on the
line of armed guards. Like, you guys need to understand this. Like, I shouldn't technically have let Pierce through. Investigator Blastwind and Captain Cromley came with 25 knights that reinforced the 12 guards that were already here. There is a circle of steel between Pierce and Lawrence right now.
Hell.
So
Okay.
no clear shot then.
Just in that case.
I'm going.
If you want to try to push through it, that's fine, but there's going to be a check. Because the guards are now in get everybody back mode.
I'm gonna
You could
try to
the
talk
thing
this
again.
kid down. I'm gonna try to talk this kid down.
It's up to Pierce at this point. There's nothing we can do.
I'm gonna talk this kid down. You are
Okay.
going to kill a lot of people if you do that.
I think he just says they attacked me.
So
Not-
you're going to.
Not all of them. You don't want to kill all these people, do you?
So Connor, you're helping me with this.
Yeah, I'm trying to help.
Okay. If you do this, you can't take it back.
Make a persuasion check.
Am I helping?
He doesn't need it. So I think the kid says do what?
This is a necklace of fireball. He points to a few of the corpses around. This did that.
And the kid tears up and says, I know.
Then I think it's time to stop.
I think it says, it got my friends. It got my friends and then it fell in the barrel, is what he says. His hands are like shaking on the string. Again, if the string snaps, like, everybody's fucked. There's 2 beads on this necklace for the record, Pierce.
Okay.
Both of them are a fireball.
Oof. Can you let go of it and put it into my hands?
What's gonna happen to me?
I have a serious question for the GM.
Mm.
Predictively, what would happen to him? I assume arrested.
He's gonna get dive tackled by the guards and carted off to jail immediately. If not, like, depending on how zealous they are, if not, like, sword to the throat. He basically ran out of the alleyway with a grenade and said, I'm gonna kill everyone.
I think the only way to say for people is to lie to this kid and say,
Well, no, you're Force Grey, dog, if you want to lean on that. Like, if you say, like, I'll protect you, technically they can't do shit, because you're Force Grey.
It shows this messes in
kid
your
was a
lap now
witness.
instead of theirs. Is what'll happen. I
This
think.
kid is a witness, and we can't lose him.
I am part of the Black Staff as a member of Force Grey. I can do everything I can in order to assure you won't be hurt.
I think he says, you promise?
Okay, I'm gonna do something to kind of lighten the mood a bit. Actually, wait, no, I don't think pinky promises are a thing in this.
Well, actually, what he was about to do is he takes one hand off of the necklace and like spits in it and then holds it out to you.
Nice.
I take it.
Okay, do you spit in your hand?
Yes.
Okay, you spit in your hand, you shake his hand, and he just like tackles your chest and lets go of the necklace. Everybody like screams. So you have a necklace of fireball and this kid around your waist.
I yell to the main guard and tell him to come take this and be very careful with it.
When you say the main guard, who do you mean?
Like the loud guy.
He's not a guard.
Okay,
The
whoever
inspector.
like the
important dude.
There's the
the
inspector, there's the captain, there's 25 members of the
I'm yelling
watch
to-
and 12 members of the guard.
I'm gonna yell to the captain.
Okay, Cromley. His name's Cromley. All right, so you're like so Cromley like comes over and he takes it, and like quietly he says, "We'll just overlook the fact that you were restrained a moment ago." And he like, takes the
Yes.
necklace and like backs up. The kid's like sobbing into your chest, like he just keeps repeating like they're dead, they're dead.
Just hugging them, trying to comfort them. He
Connie,
probably
you're
looks at us.
forgotten if you want to like slip back into the crowd.
Yeah, I'll slip out.
And I think Pierce lets out a huge sigh of relief.
I mean, Lawrence is probably, trying not to hit, not to have like 4 heart attacks at the same time.
Yeah, right.
Right?
Brains
I
over the
think
other side.
Avi recognized it and like would like immediately ducked behind you and Ember because you're both fireproof. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
but Avi knew what that was and told you. Like anybody around Avi heard him say like before Pierce said necklace of fireball, like that it was a necklace of fireball. So yeah, so after a moment, like the guards are all like watching you in the crocodile hunter pose, like. All right, and then Barnabas, actually Cromley. I think Cromley passes the thing back to Barnabas, and who like puts it in an evidence bag, and then Cromley comes back over to you, and says, "We take this to mean that this child is in the custody of Force Grey."
Aye. Yes, sir.
Your guildmaster will be hearing from mine.
That's understood, but it was the only way to get this child to let go of the necklace and save the people.
I do not deny that you saved us all. Nevertheless, this is a matter for the City Watch, not Blackstaff Tower.
I will let them know that you wish to hear from them.
Do so.
That
As you like, yeah, I'm assuming you're like leading the kid away. Where are you going? Are you going out of the alley or into the alley? When I say alley, I mean Troll Skull Alley. Are you going back into the neighborhood or out onto the main street?
I'd say the direction we need to go is straight to Blackstaff Tower.
So that's out. So the rest of you see
Yes.
Pierce start to leave.
I mean, realistically, we can't leave without messing with the guards, unless they're letting people go.
Yeah.
They are not
I mean,
letting people
Bra-
go.
I mean,
I
Brayden
have-
could theoretically stealth and Connie could poof, but that's about it, I
Yeah.
think.
Pierce,
Yes.
somewhere on your character sheet, mark +1 infamy, City Watch, and Order of Magists and Protectors.
Order. Okay. Let me find my notes. Do I need to put it in my notes or on my character sheet?
Wherever, somewhere that you understand you have +1 infamy with the City Watch and the Order of Magists.
There's an entire section for organizations in your bio page.
Okay.
For the record, you're at +4 with Force Grey.
Okay, so allies and organization plus
+4 renown and +1 infamy with the other two.
I mean, meanwhile, Lawrence is over here just like slowing to get some steam and steel, like, oh god, I didn't need this today.
So yeah, so like, what are the rest of you doing? We'll catch up with Pierce in a little bit.
What are the two? City Watch.
The City Watch and the Order of Magists and Protectors.
Order of Mages and Protectors.
Magus, but yes.
I'm gonna
Mages.
make my way over to
How do you
Lawrence.
spell that?
Magi, Mike, Alpha, Gamma, India, Sierra, Tango.
Magics.
And then
Okay.
plural. So second S.
Order of Magics and Protectors. Got it.
So Rock, you're heading over to Lawrence and Embrick and Avi.
Yeah.
Lawrence looks like he needs either a stiff drink or to just bury himself in work.
I'm gonna keep this somewhat quiet, but to the three of them. How often is it that people of that age can get their hands on magic items, let alone something like that? I don't know much about the city. So.
Quite impossible. Artifacts such as that are rare to begin with and expensive on the side. It seems to be a... Forgive me. A street urchin. He shouldn't have that flatly, and I'm not certain that he did.
I'm gonna
Lawrence-
see if I can rejoin them.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, I mean, Lawrence is having his arms full. Like, this doesn't make any sense.
The kid said he found it in the rain barrel over there.
Do you think somebody dropped it in there after, you know?
Probably. He picked up the evidence and then just kind of like gestures in the direction that whole incident.
Do any of you have any sort of spell that can see who's touched an item or something of that sort? I can sort of track people, but it doesn't really work like that. More of a mind thing.
Sorry, no luck here.
I fear it won't be much good anyway. Something like that would alert the guards, and, well, they're going to clean up when they're finished.
That's fair.
Are you
Just
alright,
doesn't feel like
Constance?
A lot we can do.
It's shaken, but I'm alright.
Avi,
be
like,
fair-
pats you on the shoulder.
To be
would've
fair, her
helped you.
boyfriend almost got the epicenter of
Yeah.
2 fireballs.
Yeah.
I would have.
I mean, Lawrence is good with control flame, but not that good.
No, not that good.
Pierce just risked himself to save everyone there.
Yeah, Pierce is officially a fucking
done.
hero.
Oh no, like Pierce might get a call to Castle Waterdeep for that one. Like
Oof.
which you'll notice, Pierce, the guards backed the fuck off. It went from "you're under arrest" to "my father will hear about this." Like
Yeah.
like you got Draco Malfoy because that was all Cromley could do at that point. Like, yeah, okay, fine. I can't say shit. Like, you okay?
Saved my ass. Now what do I do?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You're
that
out of
was
you
rough.
you got a stern finger wag, and that was about it. Like,
Yeah.
Twice as many days to going back to the castle. It's just like, oh, you're here again.
So, you know, I'm very, very happy I took Misty Step.
oh yeah, that was good. So
Clever boy.
So Embrick and Avi are looking at everybody gathered around, and Avi says, so, it seems you're all staying here for a bit. Can I interest you in some lunch?
We're allowed, aye.
If it's not too
for a
much
while.
trouble. Trouble looking back at the
Embrick
guard.
gives you a look like it's too much trouble, but he needs to cook.
It's Avi panic.
Yeah, and Avi just very surreptitiously makes his way into the steam and steel, and then 5 minutes later, Embrick breaks off and very seriously they're follow our lead. Brayden,
And,
where
yeah,
are
Lawrence
you?
is right with him.
I had joined them, I did say.
Okay, so we cross fade to you guys inside the steam and steel. Some time has passed, not a lot. And you guys are in the room that you were in before. It's less, richly decorated now. Embrick is sitting down and he's passing out. I don't know, I don't know what the drink of choice would be. Avi probably does not drink alcohol. Embrick absolutely does. But I don't know.
Lawrence definitely does and probably will need one.
I don't know what he would have though.
If I may
Sort
be
of wine, I
excused
guess.
for the obvious joke,
Eh.
Fireball.
That's not a thing.
Games.
I mean, a cinnamon-based liquor is probably a
Is Gamzee quiet for anyone else?
Yeah,
Very-
Gamzee is very
Gamzee-
quiet.
oh,
He's been
shoot.
quiet this whole episode.
It's mostly been
Oh
like
God,
Now you're
letting
blowing it
everyone else-
out. Now you're blowing it out. Stop.
Jesus Christ, man!
I just put it to the setting I always have it at.
You went from like 20% of usual to like 200% of usual.
Yeah.
Sorry.
There you go.
I'm just
Anyway.
gonna turn it down, man.
So like, I feel like Orzo maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
Either Orzo or like brandy. I feel like it's a distilled spirit of some kind.
I'd be cool with some brandy.
Ambrick is not a wine drinker, I don't think. Avi will cook with wine occasionally, but like basically what I'm imagining is like you lift up one of the cushions and there's this like crystal decanter with a bottle nestled in it. And it's just like once Avi is out of the room, Ambrick like grabs it and like pours a shot for everybody. I don't know what it is. It's definitely brown, whatever it is. I just don't know what it is.
Some sort of brandy, I think, is fine.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
Brandy? Okay.
brandy would make sense.
Yeah, so he gives everybody a shot of brandy. And he gives you the look like, don't cough, don't tell Avi this is here, downs a shot, puts the cup away.
Lawrence would down his and just hide the shot glass, obviously.
Yeah, exactly.
And just
Pass my shot glass.
just look haunted, probably.
Bottoms up.
It's good. It's like smooth. It's like smooth brandy, not too strong, but enough to take the edge off.
Having had very good brandy, I can attest how good it can really be. So,
Connie, my dear, what were you thinking? And why were you in that alley in the first? How did you even get there?
Okay. In that order, I think, if I don't get the order mixed up, I was thinking I would get the chance to talk to the kids before the guards did. And also, it looked like the kid was about to get ganked, so of course I wanted to step in.
You and everyone else, Pierce. Like, that would have taken out the alley. Like...
Shoot, I forgot what the second one was.
Just, like...
Yeah, that would have been everyone makes a new character. at that point.
12d8 damage. Like, yeah.
Unless it rolled all ones or something. But
12d8 damage unless it was, like...
A dud.
No, a higher level. Then it would have been more.
What
those
was the
things are
second
no
question?
How did you get back there in the first place?
Oh, so you know the whole bear thing?
Yes?
I can be a spider, too.
A giant spider. That's quite useful. I don't know how I could make armor for that, though. Now is not the time. And we're... right. We would have noticed a giant spider.
No, I mean, like, gestures with her hands about tarantula size.
You could turn into... I dare say I'll have
You
to watch
showed
where
me one at the docks, remember?
I did. I assumed that it would be bear-sized. I shall watch where I step from now on, certainly.
Lawrence is hiding a smile, like, knew this was gonna happen.
Wait, there was someone else in the alleyway?
Yep. Black cloak, flipped over me, made me feel like a dingus, sounded like a lady, the guards mentioned something about the Black Viper, but I've never heard of it.
Ambrick sighs and, like, plops down as Avi comes in with, like, a big old platter of couscous.
I just realized something else.
Ooh.
What's up?
also,
If she had grabbed the kid, this wouldn't have the situation with the fireball necklace wouldn't have happened if Connie just let her grab the kid.
Correct.
but we don't know what her intentions were.
Yeah, it
This
could
is
have been
true.
Knife in the ribs, and
So, Avi says, what's this about the Black Viper? And Ambrick, like, gestures him out of the back into the kitchen, and Ambrick says, has Lawrence told you of our folklore, as it were?
and Lawrence is looking a little embarrassed, like, I haven't really had time to sit them down for that.
It's been a.
Connie's just looking at him like, go on.
There's no shortage of shadowy figures in Waterdeep, as I'm sure you've noticed by now. Always someone skulking in an alleyway or on a rooftop, as it were. He chuckles with no humor at all. The Black Viper is, well, a legend, much like our departed Master War Dragon. A notorious burglar, pickpocket, and assassin who's been dead almost 100 years.
Now, hold on a moment.
Lawrence is raising an eyebrow like, pardon?
She pulled me into an alleyway just a few days ago.
Embrick holds his hand up.
What?
Embrick holds his hand up.
Okay.
A name like that, with no face behind it, holds a great deal of promise. And in recent years, there have been pretenders to the throne. May not be the original Black Viper, but there are Black Vipers in Waterdeep, past and current. For all we know, there's more than one.
So basically, copycats.
You're not there.
No. Just to the GM.
Yeah, he said pretender to the throne.
Yeah.
What you saw was likely one such figure, providing what you saw was accurate, Miss Gambleson.
Yeah, she said something along the lines of, I'm like the Harpers, always getting in her way. And she just says that more exasperated than anything.
The Black Viper is known to be on the wrong side of the law. Unsurprising.
What keeps coming back to mind is why in front of our manor? Why in the alley? I could have picked anywhere in the city to set off a fireball.
I haven't the faintest idea. Perhaps one of the unfortunate victims was the target. You gotta look at them. Did you recognize any of them?
They were, for lack of a better term, charcoal.
Oh no, they were discernible.
I asked that, and you said they were pretty much charcoal.
They...
Oh, Connie will prattle off what she remember.
They were badly burned, that's true. I said there was a check involved right when. I said you wanted to mess with the bodies. And maybe I missed that, and that's on me. They were toasty, that's true, but they were still identifiable to it. Like, you might not be able to be like, oh, that's like Leonard Nimoy, but you would be able to say, oh, it's a male Vulcan, right?
Okay.
Were any of them recognizable? Anyone you know had a run-in with, perhaps? You're making quite a name for yourselves. Any enemies? Perhaps this was a misguided Samaritan.
I didn't recognize any of them.
Wasn't there one on the stoop?
Yeah, a gnome. Dark clothing, had a dagger. Seemed like it was in the sewers recently.
Do we know a gnome?
There was the gnome we met in that purple shop, but I'm pretty sure that would be unrelated.
He wore purple.
Yeah.
I suppose we should check in with Rochelle when we have the chance, now that you mention him.
Aye, because he wasn't out there, was he?
Was shot from the Bookworm's treasure?
Aye.
We saw a bunch of people out there, but we didn't count Rochelle among them.
Come to think of it,
Right.
I didn't see him either. Or Lavalier.
Far as I'm aware, the last person Shaw was Braden.
What?
Aye, it was in his house. It was, well, I say house,
No, that's right. His shop is on the lower
Aye.
floor, and his most of the buildings in Trollskull Alley, the shop is on the lower floor, and then there's living quarters above. Follows is like that. Rochal's is like that. Embrick and Avi's are like that.
Aye.
Save
Do you
space
seem
that way.
to you at all stressed or mad about something? Or
maybe a bit down, but that's nothing related to this.
tends to happen sometimes.
Well, better that he wasn't present, I think. I
Probably.
couldn't get a good look myself. Lawrence, did you notice anything?
And, I'll shake my head and just nothing that Connie didn't see either.
We weren't expecting any visitors today, were we?
There was definitely scorch marks.
Oh, rock.
Did Embrick and Avi hear the explanation of, either they were aiming for somebody or they missed?
No.
I mean, I kind of assumed
No.
that.
Before I forget,
And-
Rock. Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I wasn't able to make sense of the tracks on the roof. Do you want to take a crack at it?
Have the guards been up there yet?
Yeah, they were up there when I was there.
They're probably still up there then.
Look out the windows.
Avi comes in with some stuffed grape leaves.
Thank you.
Thank you
We
so
weren't
much.
expecting anyone today, were we?
No.
Okay.
I can't think of anybody.
There was talks of the magic item person, but that wasn't supposed to be in for quite some time. Until Rashal saw them next.
Embrick clears his throat once Avi's out of the room again and says, if you ask me, I'd blame the Zentarum.
Then
But why
Lawrence
would they
head
hit
tilt
here?
with that.
Oh, they're a bunch of rogues and cads. They're probably trying to drive you off so they can steal the property.
I mean,
Then why didn't they just move in when the ownership was up in the air?
we have the deed, so maybe they know. That could have
If
been
they
us down
want, if they wanted the deed, they would have come after us. By now, we're at least somewhat of a minor figure within the city. We had a name in the paper somewhat, so
Mine are nothing. A notable harper, a member of the Emerald Enclave, Force Grey.
that information is out in the air. Damn.
You do wear the
maybe
badge
somebody
on
similar
that
to us
bear
is a-
cloak of yours.
Still, wouldn't it make more sense to make an offer before making a threat?
You can't make deals with the Zentarum. They're a bunch of thugs.
I'm not saying you should, I'm just saying, wouldn't that make more business sense?
Business sense to the
Sorry,
Zentarum.
if they're as bad as you say they are, then I guess that's somewhere to start.
From the sounds of things, unlike Braden, most thieves in Waterdeep have no.
You
I mean, maybe
could.
that thief you saw in the alley was
Cut out,
confirmed.
dude.
And that was me stopping because my lungs decided to give out.
Well, good.
Yeah, don't die.
As long as you're okay.
Just
What you did say was chopped up, so we didn't hear it.
yeah, it was. From the sounds of things, unlike Braden, the thieves in this town are lacking in certain areas.
Mr. Coy is a thief.
When we need him to be.
You see Embrick make eye contact with Lawrence.
And Lawrence, for his part, just shrugs. Braden's grown; he can defend himself.
There's a difference between sticky fingers and being a Zentarum, from what I'm understanding.
Yes, one launches a fireball in the middle of the street.
Pretty
Right.
sure he doesn't know how to cast a
And
fireball.
Lawrence, for his
Or
part,
would
he
if he had
is
the option.
frowning. He looks over at Embrick and he's like, "It doesn't seem like they'd make much in the way of sense, though. It doesn't seem like something they do. Not their
It's
style,
more likely
right?
them than what, the Harpers? No,
Maybe
my
it's
boy,
sending a
it was the
message.
Zentarum. Or worse, the Xanathars.
I was about to
gonna
say,
The
is there
Xanathars
another
are
air quotes guild?
the
Regardless,
Xanathars might be the ones to cause mayhem.
Could be somebody who wants us out of town.
Air and destruction sounds more like the Xanathars than Zentarum.
I will believe it is the Zentarum until I have reason to think otherwise. Why are you defending them?
Just
I'm
Not like we have
not.
any
It
relations
seems like
with them,
jumping to a conclusion.
Casting blame into the air usually isn't a great
If it walks like a rock and talks like a rock?
Hey.
Well, different type of rock.
Like a rock looking at rock.
I just mutter hey as I'm like mid-bite through some of them.
Although,
wait a minute.
you're not associated with the Zentarum, are you? And he says it to Rockham, but you see his eyes drift to Braden.
I'm keeping
Not
efforts
contact
to
with
not
them,
get
no.
relations to any of the guilds for now.
with all due respect, none of my siblings would meddle with people of this like.
Sure.
Make a
It's
persuasion
not
check.
of our ilk to bilk.
Make a persuasion check. That's to sock him.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I shouldn't accuse you. You're the victims here. Nevertheless, someone's to blame, and it's a bit too convenient that it was outside your residence.
To be fair, it could be a common dumping spot for such evidence, considering those rain barrels probably haven't been emptied in months.
Yeah, I'm gonna make it a goal to go empty those once this is over.
Nevertheless, a fireball, that seems a bit excessive.
Reading my mind, Master Emmerich.
I do have a speculation, but it is just a speculation.
Hmm?
I remember dear old dad talking to me about how to deal with pickpockets, hiding the small motion with the big one.
I checked around inside and nothing seemed changed.
Yes, but we only checked our house.
Yeah.
That's a
So you're saying
fair
that
point.
the fireball was the distraction?
Possible, but again, this is just
That's a lot
speculation.
of bodies for a distraction.
Yeah.
I'm loath even to put that in the Zentarum.
Wait a moment. Did Rashal still have that information?
Information?
About what?
He makes this ball motion with his hands, like a sphere.
Oh, hell.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
What are you
no.
discussing?
We should go check on him.
What
We
Sockham's
should,
saying is true, you don't want to know.
If I am right, which gods forbid this be the one, or sorry, bear forbid this be the one time I am correct, then that means that you cannot know this information because that would put you to risk.
Should we go check and see if he's still kicking?
There's a thump on the rooftop.
Sockham's
Lawrence would look up, wait a minute.
Sockham's hand is already on Azure Edge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Window. Where's the window?
Behind you.
Visitor.
You're in one of those rooms with the upper part of the wall is just all window.
Yeah. I mean, do we want to pop up there and check?
Yeah, whoever has the highest perception can roll with advantage since you're all looking.
I think that's me, unless I'm
I probably
mistaken.
break one.
I'm pretty
I'm
sure,
pretty sure it's Bright.
pretty sure it's Brightwind. Okay.
Okay.
You see... How do I explain this? You know what Spider-Man looks like, right? When he swings?
Mm-hmm.
You see a figure making that motion and then land on the other side of Troll Skull Alley on a rooftop.
I don't know if I can make that gap.
Hell no, you can't make that gap.
Yeah.
They had a cord.
I mean, I have a whatchamacallit, not a hook. I have a grappling hook and rope, but that
Theoretically,
would take time.
Yeah, you have to get up there and throw and hope it holds you with the
they
strength.
are currently running
I'm gonna start climbing up the
down
roof.
Troll Skull Alley. They're running away from the shop.
I'm gonna just shout for Brayden and start climbing up to the roof.
You can't really get out of this window. You're a Goliath, fair enough, but these windows are not made to be exited. They're they're decorative.
So unless you want to make a hole,
I'm just, not in this house. I'm just gonna point in the direction I saw him, say Brayden that way, and I'm gonna start running for the front door.
Okay, so
Connie's also running.
Yes.
everybody is running. Chaos is happening. Brayden, are you going? You might be able to get out the window because you have second story work. Are you trying that, or are you okay?
I'll try and get out the window, then let Spider-Man away. Then
Yeah, Embrick helps you slide the door open or the window open. You climb out. Everybody else runs downstairs. You don't see anything when you get outside. You see the guards, you see the guards doing the thing,
right.
but you don't see anything. In that direction. What do you want to do?
Is that direction towards the guards?
No, the person swung. basically, like, if the guards are in a plaza, right? They're on like part of the plaza. They swung across the plaza, but the other half.
Okay. 'Cause if they're on the roof, I don't know if I can keep up with them, even if I go wolf form.
You don't know. They got a really big head start because they Assassin's Creeded across the plaza.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna try at least. I can come back here later if I need to.
You gonna go wolf form and
I'm
just
gonna
run
use
like
the
hell?
alleys, as it were. Yeah.
Okay. Where are you going? Like, you don't know what their destination is.
I'm gonna follow the direction I went and look for some sort of ladder or an easy way up.
You're not gonna find one. So everybody's running off. You see Brightwing turn into a werewolf and just run.
Because it increases my movement speed by
it does,
20
yeah.
feet.
Seriously, what did I do?
So he can do that too. That's good.
And Lawrence will raise a finger like, I have so many questions for later.
Oh, wait. I'm an idiot. I can try and climb one of the buildings. I have advantage on climb check.
Yeah.
Advantage on athletics to climb, roll, or move.
Yeah,
All
if you wanna,
Ralph.
if you wanna like just like gargoyle your way up one of these buildings in a rush,
Into an alley and climb.
Okay.
Brendan, follow
Parkour.
I'm thinking Ralph.
And
This is
the rest of you
okay.
guys are like running along the street. Very, very quickly, you find yourselves like closing in on the bookworm's treasure.
Oh boy. Do I need to make a check to get on the roof, by the way, or am I good?
Yeah, you need to make an athletics check.
Okay. Well, that's advantage.
Okay, yeah, you jump up there, no problem, but there's no sign of the person.
Shit.
Use the nose.
Because remember, you had to go downstairs and then out of the building.
There's no, looking around. There's no sign of them. No
immediate sign of them. No.
I'm gonna drop the wolf form.
Okay, so you're on the rooftop. So Brayden, you see this werewolf like just Beast Boy back into Rockham.
Right.
Damn.
You just really need to explain to me what the hell happened in that dream.
Connie's just giant shrug.
Right.
Well,
Short version, Connie gave us drugs, so we went to an afterlife. Had an adventure.
we saw Grandpa. That was cool.
Later.
Later.
Which store did you say they were heading toward? Or it
They were
looked
heading
like they were heading toward?
You lot are, while you're running, you're going the direction of the bookworm's treasure.
Mm-hmm.
Connie's gonna run ahead and try the front door.
What I was
The-
just about to say.
The sign on the front, it says closed.
Look
Knock, knock, knock. Rachel? Knock, knock, knock. Rachel? Knock, knock, knock. Rachel?
Okay. So you're like
Funny.
knocking on the door, shouting for Rishal. Make a perception check
Okay.
as the others are running up.
That would get so annoying real quick.
Oh yeah.
Brendan takes out Liz lockpick and stuff just in case.
Yeah. Yeah, you hear an impact from the second story.
Shit. Second floor. And she's gonna like step aside for Braden to pick it.
I
Okay.
assume I'm still catching up.
I'm gonna check to see if the door's open first.
Yeah, thank you for being the fucking voice of reason, Brayden Coy. Yeah, the door's unlocked because you're the one who set the sign, dumbass. Like, yeah.
I know.
You pull the door open. When you pull the door open, you hear like a high pitched and like panicked I say those are meticulous records, and like you hear crashing from upstairs.
Sock
We're
is gonna,
upstairs.
yeah,
Paul
Sock
upstairs.
is
Connie's hauling up there.
Okay,
I'll catch up
so
when I get home.
you come
Goes with it,
upstairs. You see like a similar to Embrick and Avi's layout, like a hallway with a bunch of doors. Most of the doors are open. At the end of the hall, there's like a comfortable bedroom covered in books and note paper. Like the bed is like made of books and all of this
Sounds
stuff.
about right.
It's just a pile of books with a piece of paper, or with a not a piece of paper.
It's Rochel's hoard.
Yeah, it's literally Rashal's hoard. And you see Rashal in like dragon pajamas, like staring out the open window and clutching a bunch of like loose papers that are like blowing in the air around him. He doesn't seem to notice you at first.
Rachel, are you okay?
So you say, Rashal, okay. He throws the papers up and screams. And then he turns. And yeah, like his scales are like the wrong color. Like they're like paler and they're like not as lustrous. and he says, he's just like babbling for a second, and he manages to get out, like, Black Viper! The Black Viper was here! I need to write this down immediately!
Which way did she go?
It just points out the window.
Did she take anything? What'd she do?
It's just babbling. He's not here.
There's someone who's good at going out windows.
Braden doesn't wait for an explanation, he just, like, leaps out.
Just leap out the second story window. Where are you going? Are you going down, or are you trying to, like, do something once you're out there?
Jump, he's, like, got his grapple hook out, hooks on, like, tries to do what she done last time.
Assassin's Creed stuff.
You're gonna try to, okay, make a, oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, set a tool proficiency for the grappling hook, which you have proficiency with because you are a thief. Set it to dexterity and then roll it.
Proficiency, dex.
Boy.
This is great. I'm loving
this. This is
every
amazing and terrible. Shame on you.
This whole session is amazing.
Right?
It's only going to get worse.
Yeah, part of me is debating, do I expend another wolf form? Part of me wants to save it in case this goes south.
Yeah, I was about to ask, what time of day is it?
Like, it was just afternoon when all of this started, so now it's like maybe like 2.
Okay. Granted, I can do wolf form 4 times a day, but
okay.
Still,
so Braden, you like jump out the window, throw your grappling hook. We hear it click on something. Braden's like heroic theme kicks in. You swing, and your cloak wipes the scene.
Nice.
Into the next scene, and we see Pierce and the kid walking up to Blackstaff Tower.
Oh.
That was
all right.
slick. Well done.
Thank you. Where's the party theme? Here it is. So Pierce, you're walking up to Blackstaff Tower. The kid is like holding onto your arm. He's all like snot drippy. And now that like the stress is off, like yeah, he's like a dirty little like street kid. He's got like a worn headband and like clothes you don't know what the color of them were. They don't match. They're all ripped and like he looks like unfortunately he looks like a little street urchin.
So,
and he keeps looking up at you like you're like important.
Just gladly holding on to his hand or something.
Mm-hmm.
Probably Bird sitting on his other shoulder.
Right.
As we walk. Are you feeling a bit better now?
Are you a warlock?
No, I'm a wizard.
So a warlock? Are you gonna eat me?
No, not at all. That's not for me. Matter of fact, I don't think it's for anyone here.
Where are we going?
We're going to a place called a Blackstaff Tower.
His eyes get huge and he starts to pull away from you.
It's okay.
There's no doors on that place. It eats people.
No, it doesn't. It's a magic place. Where people who know how to use magic use it right.
Are you gonna be there?
When I can be, yes. We were lucky to be there where this happened today.
You gonna turn me into a warlock? Or a bird?
No. Not to my knowledge.
Can you not get my friends back?
For your friends? We probably have to speak with...
They're halflings.
We would probably have to speak to a cleric or something. They would be the best people to help. How long ago did your friends go? Just today? Yes?
When the street exploded.
Yeah, we would have to talk.
We were dancing and playing music. Sometimes people toss coins at them. Sometimes bricks.
That's not good. I'll make I'll make sure that we can talk to some clerics.
The scary man with the big hat and the building with the eye on it. He bought us all dinner once.
I'm pretty sure we could see about getting you a good meal. I'm sure you're hungry.
Like, pats his stomach, like, no, I'm good. He's obviously bullshitting you. You're just gonna fatten me up before you eat me.
No.
Careful, Pierce, he's onto you.
No. I eat the same things you do.
Can
Just
I touch your
normal
bird?
food. Hmm?
Can I pet your
Yes, you
bird?
may. Yes, you can. She's very kind.
Lavina edges down your shoulder away from the kid.
Don't I control the bird?
Yes.
Make it lower its head for it to be pet.
You're very quiet, Pierce.
Mhm.
I hold out my arm with the bird on it. It lowers its head for him to pet it.
Yeah, he, like, pets it.
Kind of nuzzles into his hand, churring softly, like
Why
a
does
bird
it-
does.
Why does it glow? Is it
Magic.
a moonbird?
No, it's magic.
Magic moonbird.
I can make it change into other things too, but it takes about an hour to do so.
A what?
It just takes a little while.
You're not like any warlock I've ever seen.
Warlocks and wizards are different. We both do magic, but wizards, we learn our magic by studying. He taps his spellbook on his side.
What's that?
It's a spellbook.
A what?
It's a book that holds all of my spells. It's what I study my magic with.
Kid, like, scrunches his face up, not really comprehending. But
I-
bird's not in the book.
I know. I'm a conjurer. I can
Wait,
make.
did you do the thing? Like, points back behind him. You didn't do that,
What?
did you?
Do what thing?
Makes a, like, explosion gesture.
Mm-mm. No, I did not. Sometimes magic. The item you had did it. Sometimes magic can be stored in items to be used later.
He points at the spellbook.
This just has information on spells. I can study them, and using what the book tells me, I can cast the magic.
So it's a talking book?
No. It's got symbols in it that I can understand. Just opens it and shows it to him.
Peers at it. Looks very confused.
It's
just
very complicated.
Drawings.
But all of the drawings have meaning. There's a lot to learn.
Did somebody draw and make the explosion?
In order to put it into the necklace, yes, they had to.
Why?
Sometimes they're useful when dealing with very powerful monsters.
The Blackstaff Tower shouldn't let people have that. I guess that's why I'm in trouble, because I had it.
Blackstaff Tower didn't make that, to my knowledge.
Who did?
A lot. I don't know. And that's something that we should find out.
I don't know
Or rather,
who had it. It
I
fell in the
understand.
bucket.
Yeah, I know
Something
you found it.
over my head. And that was after.
Oh?
Nods. They were
So
singing and dancing, like they do. Told me to wait in the alley, like they do. laughing and dancing along, but I was hiding behind the rain barrel, and then, boom, and then something fell in the barrel, and I found that.
Out of character. Now I'm understanding. This kid was framed, but then he got scared and did that in the center of the alleyway, and now everything's going to be blamed on him. That means someone else did that to your friends, not you.
Right, but I don't know who did it. I didn't see. Just saw
That's
the
okay.
thing in the barrel.
We'll figure it out, and we'll bring them to justice, okay?
What's justice? Is she nice?
Yes. She's nice to the people that do good.
The man with the funny mustache said justice. Does she work for the tower?
This is not a person. It's an idea. Justice is the
I have an idea.
Oh, what's your idea? Just
Take
getting
a-
closer to Blackstaff Tower while we talk.
Yeah, exactly. Take a loaf of bread, fill it up with fruit. He grins at you, he's got all fucked up teeth.
That does sound like a wonderful idea. Sounds tasty.
Fruit's cheap. No.
Mm-hmm.
Halflings didn't, he looks down, make very much. They're gone now, huh?
That's not guaranteed. Just like I can cast spells, you know, like pick up a rock on the side of the road and change its color with prestidigitation.
He hides behind you when you do it. He keeps you between him and the rock at all times. Like if you drop it, he like skirts around you to the other side.
I change its color back and sets it back down on the road.
When you do, he like jumps back and like covers his head like he's expecting it to explode.
Not all magic is bad. There's good magic. For example, there's people... There's not always bad magic. For example, there's people with the church who can do good magic, such as heal your wounds. And...
Never seen that.
You should introduce him to Connie.
Yeah.
Because that'll go over well.
Oh, yeah.
you guys get up to Blackstaff Tower. He hasn't noticed at this point. But he is right. There's no, like, break in the wall around Blackstaff Tower. Like, you're invited.
Yes. I walk up. Do I have to say anything?
As you walk up, the like, portal just appears.
Yeah. Can I take him with me through that, or do I have to go in, get permission, come back out, bring him in?
That is up to you. There is nothing physically stopping him from going in the portal.
I guess I'm going to bring him with me.
Okay. You step inside into a room you've never seen before. It's it's obviously like a waiting area. There's like a desk and a double doors. It's a hallway. There's a desk outside in the hallway and a set of double doors near that. There's a little sitting area and then like a blank space on the wall. You stepped out into like a magic circle. And the clerk like looks up. It's somebody you've never met before, just like a young man, older than you, but not by a lot. He like adjusts his glasses, looks at you, like notices your outfit, and like recognizes you, like see it on his face. And then the kid steps through, and he like looks at you questioningly, and then like leans over and like knocks twice on the door behind him. And the door opens a crack, and you see him like mutter something, and then the door opens all the way, and Vajra Safar steps out. The kid immediately hides behind you. Vajra, just as a refresher, I'll pull up Vajra's handout because Pretty lady.
Very
And
pretty.
badass.
She is a badass. It's true.
Badass lady is badass.
She is. Here we go.
Okay, so for future reference, I have a question. When speaking to Vajra Safar, do I have to refer to her as the Black Staff as well? As Lady Blackstaff?
She hasn't told you, but this is what she
Okay.
looks like. I'll forward it to you guys so you can see her again. And she steps
Thank
out,
you.
holding the black staff. She looks tired. Her makeup's a little bit messed up. She's like fixing her makeup. Like you see her like rubber eyes when she comes out. She sees you and she smiles, but it's that like, I wasn't expecting you, and I'm also not feeling great. Smile, right?
Oh yeah.
And she says, I was expecting you some days ago, Percival.
I'm very, very sorry for not coming sooner. I keep getting pulled back to school, and
I wanted to talk to you about that.
yes, but right this moment we have something a little more pressing to talk about.
Trollskull.
Yes, I'm assuming you know.
There's very little that goes on in this city that I don't know.
Aye.
Who have you got there?
This child, his friends were killed by a fireball blast.
The half
From yes, by a necklace of fireball. The fireball necklace was dropped in front of him from the rooftops by the person who did it. And when he was freaked out by, from what I understood, a cloaked figure in the alleyway behind him, he rushed out and was tackled by guards, and then he, in a panic, held up the necklace as if he was going to use it.
You see her set her jaw, and she folds her arms. That's not good, Percival.
I know it's not.
It's not good at all.
Not good at all. This child was
frightened, and I have a feeling set up to be framed. Oh? By whom? I'm not sure yet, but I can do very little on hearsay. I can only give this child the protection of Blackstaff Tower if you can bring me proof. Right now, he's a suspect. I understand that. I grant you, I will treat him more kindly than the Watch will. Yes. But this is now your investigation. Mm-hmm. There was a witness to whoever did it. Hmm? She was rather incoherent in her panic, but I got that it was a man that looked more like a puppet than a man. A what? Yes, they claimed it was a puppet. I will look into the matter, but there are other things that require my attention. I understand. Use the assets of Force Grey. Undertake the investigation on the authority of Blackstaff Tower. And if that's not enough for that blast wind, wait here. And she steps back into her office and closes the door. Oh boy. What do you do? I glance over at the person at the desk. The dude is trying to get the kid to come out. He's got a sweet bun. He's crouched down. He's holding the sweet bun out. The kid's not moving.
He should try some fruit and bread.
Right?
Do you have any fruit?
He looks at the sweet bun, sniffs it. I think it's blackberry.
Isn't that what you were talking about? Fruit and bread?
The kid looks up at you with the undeniable "I ain't going out there" face.
I step over and take it and pass it to him.
He takes it and just jams it into his face hole. Gets fucking cream and blackberry filling everywhere. He doesn't even chew it, just stuffs the whole thing into his mouth like someone's gonna take it from him.
Oh my god.
Like, have you seen the gif of the, I believe she's Korean model eating cotton candy? Have
Yes.
you seen that? It's that, except much less dainty.
I want to hug this kid the more this goes on.
I really want to do my best for this.
And through a mouthful of cream and blackberry icing and pastry filling, he says like "thank you" with his mouth full. And the door opens, and the kid immediately like gasps and runs back into the corner. And Barker comes out with like a rolled up like piece of parchment with the seal of Blackstaff Tower, and it's like tied in ribbon. And she like holds it out to you, and she says, "KnightLites
Yes.
is one word, right?"
Yes.
And she passes you the parchment. She says, "For Blackstaff Tower and the good of Waterdeep, relieve Inspector Blastwind of his, well, assist him, at the very least. They're not going to cooperate. But get to the bottom of this, for his sake and your own."
I don't want to see what the City Watch would have done to this kid.
I'm certain you can imagine. I'm certain you can be more imaginative than they would have been.
I'm sorry, but that's... Yes. It's not wrong at all. Yes.
Gerard, see that the little one has a room. And the like dude, he nods. "Yes, Lady Blackstaff." And he gets up and like starts to call the kid over, thinks better of it, and just walks off. You and I need to speak, Percival, soon.
Yes.
However, things are currently on fire, and the good of Waterdeep comes first.
Of course. I will tend to this. I need to bring this to... Who am I supposed to bring this again?
That is yours.
Oh. Ah, I see.
Because apparently the badge of office isn't enough.
Yes.
Rest in the member of Force Grey.
They tried.
I'm aware.
If it wasn't for me knowing the spell Misty Step, I don't think I would have been able to stop what was going to happen.
You conducted yourself admirably, which is why I'm not cross with you. Nevertheless, you should know better than to charge a police line.
That's fair. That is entirely fair.
Your friends continue to prove themselves. Nevertheless, the work continues.
Yes.
You can see yourself out, I assume?
Yes, I can. Thank you so much.
And she turns, and you see her, like... She does that thing where she, like... You ever seen somebody... It's more common, I would say, in women, but not necessarily true, where they, like, take a moment and, like, run a hand over their face and, like... Okay, ready to do this. She does that before she goes back in her office.
Okay, so she's gone into her office.
Mm-hmm.
The kid's still in the corner?
He's hiding behind a potted plant.
I'm gonna walk over to him. Alright. So, I'll make sure everything goes okay.
So, as you're talking, he says, "That was the Lord."
Excuse me?
He points at the office door with, like, a trembling finger.
No, I didn't hear what he said.
He said that was the Lord.
No, that's
Lord of
for lack
Waterdeep?
of
He nods, like, vehemently.
no, that is the Black Staff.
One of the Lords of Waterdeep.
I'm forgetting positions. Fuck.
What are you asking?
I don't know if that's accurate. I believe that's not.
You have no idea if that's accurate or not. The kid lives here, you don't.
I am not sure, but I trust her very much. And she runs this place.
I thought you were joking.
I mean, it can seem kind of far-fetched, doesn't it?
A bit?
Just one day your entire life is turned upside down by magic. And
You're gonna find him.
I will.
It's like rush of energy as a portal opens behind him. The kid screams and dives over the fern. Knocks the fern over, dirt goes everywhere. As the like secretary like comes back around the corner with a plate of sweet buns, he sees the fern and he just like
I got it.
No, I'll clean it up. I do believe that's your ride.
Yes.
Get in, loser.
You can trust them, okay?
And he's just like nodding when he realizes that he's not being like electrocuted.
I think my other option to get that necklace out of his hand was to shocking grasp him.
You're right. do you go through the portal?
Yeah.
I nod to him, tell him take care, and then I step out the portal.
And you step through the portal. We cut back immediately to Brayden. Where
Nice.
is my Brayden Corey soundtrack? There it is. Brayden.
Mm-hmm.
You are swinging like Miles Morales over Troll Skull Alley.
Uh-huh.
Make a perception check.
Perception. Don't fail me now. Not after I've done that.
Okay. I'm gonna roll against that. With disadvantage. Okay, so yeah, you swing out. You see, swinging out in front of you, just like in the same motion, but a little bit ahead. You see another figure whom you recognize immediately.
Mm-hmm.
She lands on a rooftop and does the like I'm a ninja look back over her shoulder thing.
Aye.
We see her masked face. We see her eyes widen as you're like swinging at her, and she just takes off running.
Aye.
Ah,
I'm
yes,
gonna
the
swing up,
classic.
land on the roof, and chase.
Okay, what's your speed?
30.
Okay, she is as fast as you, so you're never gonna gain ground on her unless you do something. She's just like running along the rooftops like a Latin. We get this like parkour chase sequence. What do you want to do? How do you want to like trip her up? You want to talk to her? You want to throw something at her? You want to tackle her or try to tackle her? Like, what's your play?
I'm just trying to something.
She can also, by the way, cunning action, same as you.
Okay.
So you're both moving 90 feet and around. Like, you're blitzing.
Mm-hmm. Are we like running and jumping over?
Yeah,
the roof gaps?
I assume you're like parkouring your way like out of Troll Skull Alley because Troll Skull is not that big. Like really quickly,
okay,
you're just
so-
like running like over the alleyways and the rooftops of Waterdeep. Yeah.
I don't know if second story work would help.
It absolutely would.
Aye. Because I can climb faster, it no longer costs extra movement, and in addition I can like run and jump greater distances.
She also has it.
Fuck.
Yes, of course he does.
Got a
One
crossbow.
idea.
she is a thief-spec rogue. What do you guys want from me? Like...
I
Fun
didn't say
idea.
it wasn't surprising.
Grappling hook to trip her up.
I was thinking that.
Possibly throw a dagger.
I was actually thinking, like, use one of the ball bearers that I've got and just launch it at her.
You could totally try that. She's gonna be, like, shouting at you the entire time.
Aye.
As you're, like, running, like, trying to think of what to do, she's like, you don't want to be involved in this, and, like, turn around. Like, you don't want to fight me. Fuck off.
Aye. Unless she says anything interesting, I'm ignoring her.
Okay, so you're gonna, like, throw a ball bearing at her?
I don't know if I'd try the Looney Tunes thing where you get it just under the feet as they take a step.
You can tell she's gonna make an acrobatic check to avoid it.
Aye.
What would you say
I'll
the
try
DC?
it, and if not,
What would you say the DC for that would be?
because I'm like aiming it precisely, probably like maybe 14, 15.
Okay, so
So
she.
yeah, I'd say difficult.
So yeah, make like what's the DC? Give me one number.
14 and a half.
That's not. It has to be a whole number.
Probably 14.
Okay, she passed.
Bugger.
So you throw it at her. So now you need to make an athletics check to keep up with her.
Mhm.
Okay, so she like hits like a corner of a building and goes to change direction. You throw the ball bearing at her, trying to make her slip. She like tumbles forward. You slide off and like grab the ledge. So you're like hanging off the side of this building, and she's poised to run. She like stops, and like she does that thing where she like Kylo Ren's over to you and looks down.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she says like, "You're not very good at this." And she like puts her foot on your hand.
I was gonna say, as she like comes over, I was gonna like swing myself up to like the other ledge and then pull myself.
Okay, make an acrobatic check.
Aye.
I'll see if she can keep up with you. Wow. You're lucky. You guys got
That would be a no.
You guys got the same number, but yours is green. So you like swing yourself around just as she's about to step on your hand, like land on the rooftop behind her, so she's the one on the ledge, and she just puts her hands up.
I'll pull a dagger, and everyone's allowed one mistake.
What do you want? As she's facing, Waterdeep away from you.
Aye. First question, what the fuck?
I don't know if you noticed, but there was a fireball outside your residence.
Yeah, we were lucky to avoid it.
I wanted answers.
Why Rochal's though?
I haven't the faintest idea. You're the one who said, look into the dragon.
What? What?
So she like turns around. She's still got her hands up. Like turns around. She's like,
I was listening to you, idiot. The big one said, let's go and see about Rochal. So I did. I was there maybe 10 seconds.
Alright, you misunderstood. We were going to see if he was alright. Not go through his things, figure out what happened.
The big one said he knew something about something, and all of you kind of had a moment.
Freaked. Aye.
So I was going to go and see what that was. I slipped off the roof. It happens.
He like gestures to what happened to him. Yeah.
Are you going to stab me with that?
like looks down at the dagger.
No.
Put it away.
No, he puts it, he puts it away.
She puts her hands down, like puts her fist on her hips immediately.
I'm trying to help you, you idiot.
I want to insight check that
Okay,
to make sure she's actually.
feel fucking free. She seems genuine. You have no reason to doubt her.
Yeah. Help us with what? The only thing we know is the fireball was used using the bracelet thing.
There was a bracelet?
So you know more than so we know more than you. Good to
Well,
know.
not anymore. Where was the bracelet? Don't
Well,
tell me
apparently
the urchin had it.
he did.
Ugh.
Note the word did.
This is your fault. I would have had him. Your friend, the squirrely one.
Snuck up behind you? Yeah. And
Seems like
honestly,
we're
I'm not
becoming-
convinced it was the kid's fault.
Well, where did he get it then?
I don't know. You'll need to ask Pierce when he comes back. If he comes back.
Which one is Pierce? What do you mean if?
I'm going to assume that probably the Black Staff is going to give him an assignment.
Wizards. Almost as bad
Yes,
as Harper's. By the way, you didn't join the Zentarum, did you?
What does that have to do with what we're talking about?
I saw you with Siraj.
Aye. And?
The Harpers want you. They pay better.
For someone that sounds like they hate the Harpers, you're trying to make a good case for them.
They frustrate me, but they're not Zentarum. Look, I'm like you. Probably more than you realize.
So that raises an eyebrow.
You specifically. Not your friends, not the Zentarum, not the Harpers. You. I understand you. And I thought, perhaps, if I gathered some information, dropped it off discreetly, it would assist. Instead, I get attacked.
I mean, you don't make yourself, at least...
What?
You don't make yourself seem trustworthy, you know?
I don't want to be... Do you want to seem trustworthy?
To the right people, yes.
And to those people, I'm trustworthy. The Black Viper is meant to instill fear. Besides, I admit to larceny, burglary, pickpocketing, the odd assassination. But I wasn't going to kidnap the boy.
Hey.
I admit I've been on stranger dates. She looks down. So what now? What does
I get
Shawl
you.
have?
Information that could get him in trouble. Could get us in trouble.
One assassin to another, what's he know?
It looks at her like you assume I'm an assassin.
Fine, thief.
I trust you as much as I can throw you.
And she like puts her feet together and she's like, "You'll probably throw me pretty far." She like winks at you under her mask.
Oh my god.
Oh dear.
I probably could, that's not the point.
What does he know? I'm from here. I can tell you if it's important.
I can already tell you it's important.
Why must you be difficult?
I don't
Because
know
being
what
difficult is what
information.
kept me alive this far.
We are the bane of this city's people.
Just a bit.
Everyone.
Everyone.
Well,
So
except
then
for
you know
me.
what the
I think
fireball
I'm
was
getting-
about.
I missed what you said there, sorry.
So you know what the fireball was about then.
And you do?
I'll trade you.
Ooh.
You know what? Fair.
You tell me what the dragon knows, and I'll tell you what I saw.
He like pinches his nose, just like, okay, fine. I assume you know about the Stone of Glory.
Both of her eyes widen under her mask.
Aye. Pretty much everything about that. And where it is.
What do you mean where it is?
Exactly.
Your friend Neverember has it.
Daggle, aye.
No, Rainier. He's had it the
Son
whole
of a
time.
bitch.
Okay then.
Her eyes widen again. He didn't tell you.
No.
The mess with the Xanathars in the sewers, Flume Blagmar, it was all for the Stone of Galore.
It's like Braden like flails his arms a bit. It's like, that would have been fucking helpful.
Every time you tried to talk to me, there was a knife pointed in my direction.
I mean, for
Okay.
good reason.
Well, he's back in the city.
Any idea where?
At the moment, I'm standing at a rooftop at knife point. I don't know much of
I'll put
anything
the
at the
knife
moment.
away.
As far
Big
as what I saw, if you still want to know,
Be useful, aye.
the gnome was trying to get into your residence. And I don't mean like us. I mean, he was going to knock on the bloody door. In fact, he did. The swordsman, you saw the swordsman,
Aye.
Zentarum, guarding him.
Right.
Everyone else, I think, was collateral.
So they were targeting the gnome then.
She nods. Seemed that way.
Question is who?
Whoever they were, they're fast. Faster than me, faster than you. By the time I got up to the rooftop, and she, like, pulls her cloak aside, and you see she's got, like a cog work, like, grappling hook. Like, basically the motorized version of what you have.
Yeah.
She's just,
Fastest possible way up there.
yeah.
Aye. It just like gets to look at it, it's like,
By the time I got up there, nothing.
an old lady that was in the square was saying that they spotted someone up there. Looked like a puppet.
It certainly wasn't me.
No.
I admit I didn't go up immediately. I covered my face. She, like, gestures at her outfit.
Mm.
But anyone who's not you, me, Zaraj the Hunter, they'd still be there. I have two thoughts. Aerial cavalry. But, by the way, do you know about the Drake cavalry?
No.
Waterdeep is patrolled by Drake riders and Griffin riders. We shouldn't stand up here much longer.
Is there alleyway nearby?
I mean, you're standing on top of a building. By definition, there's an alleyway nearby.
I think you almost fell into an alleyway.
Yeah.
I mean, fair. So, aye, it's a good point. We gotta get down. It's
Whatever
like gestures.
whatever's on the rooftop was heavy, and I take it your friend saw that. As you're climbing down.
Yeah. Aye.
She like hooks the hook on and just like drops down while talking. She says, So either they had a mount with them, or it was something preternaturally fast and preternaturally heavy. And capable of using magic.
Any sort of creature like that come to mind?
Yes, and I don't like it, a flesh golem.
Oi. I'm guessing that's something that they makes the eye stalk motion would use.
I should certainly hope not, but you can't put anything past them. I'll do some digging, but I need a way to contact you.
Easiest way to contact me is probably an arrow with a note.
What am I, Zentarum?
Chuckles. Well, it's either that or just a letter to the Trollskull Manor. Seems to be where everything's congregating today.
Do you have nice clothes?
Aye.
I have a
Nice
contact.
clothes, yes. And conspicuous, not so much.
She's a good go-between. Helps fund my ventures and such. Her name is Esvele Rosnar.
Vela Rosna.
Esvele Rosnar.
Esvele Rosna.
I will pass messages through her.
Okay.
She sighs and like looks over her shoulder. Like a carriage like goes past the alleyway, and she like, does that thing. Like, oh, there's a carriage there.
Aye.
Right. So we're square.
Aye.
Keep your nose clean. And she just grabs the back of the carriage and she's gone.
Fuck! I was wanting to death thing.
You just got artful dodgered, son. What did you want to do?
Before she fucked off, I was going to say, before you disappear, a heads up, this entire time are looking for you.
Okay, so she says, keep your nose clean, and you're like, hey, a heads up, and she stops, and says, there's an environment looking for you. And she shows surprise. Like, again, you can't see her face, she's wearing a mask, but,
Aye.
yeah, she shows surprise, her body language is... Why?
And, couldn't tell you, but they told me to get a name. And frankly, I'd rather not get on your bad side.
And I just gave you Lady Rosnar's name. Deuce!
You did, I'm not going to use it.
I didn't think you were stupid enough to go to the Zentarum.
And he shrugs.
I expected, I don't know, a Harper? Or... She, gestures up and down. Now, honestly, I had you pegged for a Harper. Deuce, you're working for the Zentarum?
Shrugs again.
They'll kill you.
I mean, probably, but...
If you don't give them a name, they will kill you. No, let's face it, they'll start with a tiefling. And then kill you.
I mean, you could give me a name that I can use. I'm trying to give you a line here. Let me help.
Yes, but you're also signing the death sentence of someone who put their faith in me. You see why this is difficult?
Yeah. I mean, you assume they're trying to kill you.
Are they not?
I wouldn't assume so, no.
I would. They don't much care for competition. And I work with the Harpers.
It's either that or I find it out myself.
See, holds her hand up. Normally I would say Fala Lafalier. Go from Trosko Alley, that doesn't work.
Nope.
You want something to throw them off the scent? But that's believable.
Aye.
You're not from Waterdeep. Give them your mother's name or something.
He gets that face lit. It's maybe not a best idea.
What?
As much as I hate my mother, I wouldn't really like to do that to her.
It's not like she's here.
I mean, that's a fair point. I don't actually know where she is.
Pick
Then it should be
someone
here, though.
that you know is not in Waterdeep. That's the safest option.
It like sniffs. It's like. Aye, fair enough.
Any name I give you, they're dead. I'm rather regretting giving you Isfela's name.
I won't. I give my word I won't give it to them.
Under torture, charm.
I mean, I can't say much about magic, but I'll do my best against torture.
And what if they take one of your friends?
They would have to know I was lying first.
You're going to lie to Zaraj the Hunter? You are stupid.
Hey, I've gotten this far so far.
I'm going to go and warn Lady Rosnar.
Okay.
Wait at least a day or so before you go calling.
Just nods.
And she, like, looks, like, over her shoulder. I had this really clever thing where I was going to grab a carriage, and now there's no carriage. She sighs and just, like, grappling hooks to the top of the alleyway again and flies away.
You ruined my exit.
Yeah, quite literally. What are you doing?
I mean, for good reason. Cape swish back to the Troll Skull Alley.
Yeah, okay. So, while Brayden is chasing the Black Viper through the streets of Waterdeep, and Pierce is teleporting back, what are the rest of you doing in Rishal's shop?
Connie's trying to make sure he's okay. Like, what did she take? She's helping him sift through things.
I'm just watching the front door.
Okay, you're watching the front door.
I'm probably down with him.
Okay. So Connie is upstairs with Rishal, and that's it? That's just Connie?
I was about to say Sokkam's probably up there, like,
Okay.
keeping an eye out the window, trying to calm down Rishal.
Yeah, so Connie is, like, helping Rishal, and everybody else is, like, guarding the shop. I got you. So Rishal is like, Thank you, my friends, all of you. Your timely arrival saved my collection.
Forget the collection. I'm glad you're all right.
I'm pretty sure Rashal doesn't care about the.
Yeah,
himself
look,
as long as it-
yeah, I know. I assure you, Miss Gabelson, my continued existence is of lesser import than the knowledge I have collected on behalf of the city of Waterdeep.
I mean, you've got lots of knowledge, yeah, but what good would it be if there's no one here to collect it?
There are many people in the city, Miss Gabelson. Nevertheless, I'm grateful. It'll take me quite some time to do inventory. The room is rather a mess. I wasn't expecting to have a full-sized person come flying through the window. It's a good thing I wasn't drinking tea at the time.
Yeah, you might need to reprint one of them then.
Thankfully. I haven't been this disorganized since the last time I had hay fever.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
That was the Black Viper. The assassin. I think it was the Black Viper. Was it the Black Viper? Right. You're not from. Mr. Parnassus, are you down there?
No, he went to.
No. I'm downstairs I'm downstairs with Rock.
Yeah.
So Lawrence had come upstairs. It's
Like, as I
yes,
understand
Rashal.
it, there's several vipers, maybe?
What? That's the first I've heard. Was that a black viper? He looks at Lawrence.
What?
And Lawrence looks confused, like
isn't the viper
what am I?
like hundreds of years old? Or
The first viper, yes, but the
Master Embrick said the last Black Viper died like a century ago.
quite so.
So perhaps a title?
What?
wasn't he saying though that there were like copycats now? Possibly more than one?
In theory.
So that then was the black viper. What did the black viper want with me? Oh,
Maybe.
and his eyes get big. And your timely. This is about the Stone of Galore. This is all about the stone. I should. And he like starts going through the books. I should put this somewhere. Should I be expecting more such visits?
And
We'd like to say no.
Lawrence would probably glance at the window like, I sincerely hope not.
What was that kerfuffle outside, by the way?
Fireball. I just say from downstairs.
Something about a child and magic and puppets. I don't really
It
know.
was a fireball. So.
Yeah.
Fireballs? Well, I hope no one was hurt.
I'm
Ronnie
sorry.
gets this like
11 casualties.
sour look.
Yeah, and Lawrence is all business, but you can tell he's trying to hide not being ill.
11. Someone in Waterdeep was doing well. It's almost as if they detonated it on the street.
They did, Rashal. We did. Right outside of, right in the center of a group.
Between Troll Skull and the Tiger's Eye.
On the
Right.
street in Waterdeep.
Right on our front porch.
Honestly, what is the city coming to?
You and the Watcher are apparently on the same wavelength.
This used to be a respectable city where one could go out of doors and have a market day without worrying of being fireballed in the street.
You haven't a thing to fear.
I
Rashal.
certainly don't. I'm fireproof, but... And he just like gestures at all of you, like, you said
Also
this was outside the
books.
matter. Wait, like, and he starts counting heads, like, Mr. Averill and where's Mr. Averill? He's not hurt, is he?
Pierce went to escort a witness to the Blackstaff for protection.
Good,
Rashal.
good, clever. Yes, good. Why?
Think like
Why was there a fireball and then the black viper? What is happening today?
That's
A lot of weird things.
That's what we're trying to figure out.
Are they related? Oh dear, no.
We don't
Actually,
know.
don't answer that because that would mean that the person who threw the fireball knows about the Stone of Galore and knows that I know. Let's move right along, shall we?
Rashal, as long as I have this axe, I will be sure to resolve whatever's happened.
Can it deflect fire? Is that Azure Edge?
Oh dear.
Oh
God.
dear.
As a matter of fact,
Yes, it is.
Why do you... I heard that Lord Wardragon had fallen, but that should be in the hands of Blackstaff. Today is
Azure
very
Edge.
strange.
Would you like
It's
the
on
axe?
loan.
Rashal.
Would you like to ask the axe yourself, Rashal?
like to ask that a question?
Oh my god, a teeny dragonborn with a massive azure edge. That's adorable.
No,
Crazy
I think I will abstain, Master Sockham. I don't think that I would do well in the possession of that item. I have a bit of
I was just offering for a moment so it explained the situation.
You
but
might
I
say I'm
understand.
a bit of a hoarder for knowledge. I have this habit where I don't much care to give things back, and Azure Edge knows quite a lot of knowledge, and I would rather not my baser instincts come to the fray. At any rate,
I suppose if there's something specific you wanted to ask, you could ask Sock to ask.
yes, I do
Azure
have
Edge.
something specific that I would like to ask, which is this: do I need to make up a spare room, Master Sockham, for you to protect this shop?
Uh,
Wow.
I mean,
if he's looking for someone to get a day job,
we could have that conversation in a better mind, but
non-fireball mind. Now is good. Now is very good, I think.
And Lawrence just, he's facepalming because he's probably seen Rashal like this before.
at this point I'll head upstairs since it looks like
Everybody's upstairs. Everybody's upstairs. Like,
Okay.
this conversation's happening upstairs.
Rashal, breathe, make some tea.
All right.
have yourself some tea. Calm down.
Tea.
We'll have
Tea.
a conversation.
Tea is a
once
wonderful
we...
idea, but tea requires fire, and fire makes me think of fireballs, and the Black Viper blew up several people in Trollskull Alley and then jumped into my window. I think I need to sit down. And he, sits
Now,
down.
hold on. Is iced tea a thing?
Tea is a thing. The kitchen is just down the hall. At about this point, this fucking portal opens in the middle of the room. All the papers go flying. Rashal shouts, and then Pierce steps out.
Hey, Pierce.
Hi, Pierce.
Hello.
Good timing.
Welcome back. Did you get there okay?
Yeah.
How's the kid?
I think he conjures a pillow and just plops down on it. Finally, the exhaustion hitting him.
I mean,
I
Lawrence
quite
is gonna duck down to the kitchen.
I quite agree with everything that you're feeling, Mr. Avril. I just have a question. Was that the Black Viper?
No fucking clue.
Of course.
He didn't actually see her.
I suppose I should welcome you all to my flat. Don't mind the mess.
Sorry, nip down to go to the
Page
kitchen.
23,
and start
page
making tea.
24, where's page
The
24?
kitchen is also covered in books and papers, it should be noted.
I mean, Lawrence would be smart enough to, organize everything.
I look up at Rashal. It's been a long day.
Quite, and it's barely tea time. Was that the Black Viper?
Uh-oh.
Rochelle,
Yes.
I don't think any of us saw. Pierce was off towards Blackstaff Town. If anyone's gonna know, it's gonna be Braden when he gets back.
Yes,
Yeah.
quite. My next question is, should I move my manuscripts to a stone or metal safe deposit location? I would rather not lose
To
my
my
entire shop to a
knowledge-
fireball.
To my knowledge, there won't be any fireballs occurring in the vicinity for the foreseeable future.
It wouldn't hurt. But...
Well, I'd... No, hang on.
Wouldn't hurt. Wouldn't quite. It wouldn't hurt. I should get right
Rashal?
on that. Has anyone seen my feet?
Wow, Rashal's really just out of it.
Oh yeah.
On your ankles.
Hey, hang on. I know how.
Okay,
to
now
do-
Connie's in hey, are you okay? Is there
No,
something up?
he's dissociating.
Rashal,
Yes.
would
Was that the
you
Black
like to sit
Viper?
down?
Is he okay in the head?
Allow me to give you
on a-
some information.
He's
about-
normally okay in the head. He's not okay right now. No.
Rochelle, would you like to hear a story?
Yes.
Okay.
I love stories. I have a pen around here somewhere. I've noted down for you. My rates are most agreeable. If only I could find. He's surrounded by parchment. If only I could find something to write on.
Hands him a piece of paper out of my bag.
Ah, wonderful. And dips his claw in an inkwell and looks at Salcom expectantly. And I think that's the last shot of the episode, right?
Okay.
Okay.
Salcom's desperate attempt at calming this man down.
I have been told that I do shock well.
Yeah, the old title for this needs to be "Everyone Needs a Damn Hug."
Just, where are my feet?
I have been told that I do shock and disease really well when I roleplay it. So
Phew.
I am not going to stop thinking about that.
Today in this game alone,
Right? So much happened.
And now we have to wait a fucking week.
I felt a lot of tense. I felt extremely tense in that one scene. Just because I knew that if I said the wrong thing, everyone's character is dead, and so is everyone in this alleyway.
I was ready to do charm person, man. I was ready.
It was either my other option was shocking grasp, but with shocking grasp, you kind of jerk when you're shocked, and then.
Can I do my outro, Pierce?
Yes, go right ahead.
Cool, thank you very much. We have some quick shout-outs to do, and we're going to wrap the show for the evening. We'll pick this up next week while Pierce is expositing in the corner. Give us a shout-out, Mr. Averill.
Hello, I am Nightfall the Kitsune. I plan to get into streaming again one day, maybe. I am the community manager for Kits Community. If you ever need anything at all, please feel free to DM me. And Arttober suggestions are still open. I will be posting a notice in the notice board tonight after this ends. For anyone who's unfamiliar with Arttober.
Thank you very much. Did you have fun tonight?
I sure did.
Good. Gamzee, shout out, go.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am the bard and training guy, Gamzee. If there's ever anything you need, I am simply a click away, be it a recommendation for books, movies, or help with an idea for a story or otherwise. You can always find me in DMs or the library, and please feel free to message me.
Gracie.
Hey, I'm Birchmela, aka Gracie. I do a lot of art and things for Kids channel, and I also love tabletops. So if you like either of those things, give me a poke.
It would help if I put your shout-out things up on the screen. I am a huge dingus. I'm sorry, guys. There's Nightfalls. There's all of his information. My bad. There's Gamzee's. There's all of his information. I was, like, just hitting all of the stress afterwards. I'm just like, I'm just going to let them talk with the outro screen. Oh, wait, I have an outro screen. I am a dumbass. Here's Gracie's stuff. My bad. Totally my bad, guys. Very sorry about that. Trayscare, give us a shout out.
Hi guys, Trayscare here. I am one of Kit's mods, and God, I love tabletop. So anytime you want to see me around for that sort of thing, there's this. There's Witcher on Saturdays, and anytime you need to bend my ear and rant about things or vent or just have someone to talk to, I'm always around.
Delta.
It would help if my mic was down.
It would help if your mic was on.
I'm Delta, your resident Mad Scotsman. You'll find me hanging out in Kit's channel. Usually playing Warframe, Destiny, whatever the fuck. If you ever need a hand, give me a shout. I'll see if I can help.
Appreciate it. Did you have fun tonight, Del?
Oh, aye.
Good. Brightwind, finish us out.
Hi, I'm Brightwind Inc., and I do art stuff sometimes when real life doesn't get in the way. And when I am doing that stuff, you can find me at Brightwind Inc. on DeviantArt, Discord, Twitter, and Facebook. Today was fun. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here. For my part, I am the Sharp-Eyed Kitsune, the teller of tales and the weaver of mysteries, the masked bard. This is a channel that is devoted to lore and storytelling, world-building, role-playing, and discussions of those things. So if that's to your fancy, you're in excellent company here, and I do hope that you enjoyed your time with us. You just watched Dice-Icive action into Waterdeep featuring the KnightLites, our Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition double feature module of Waterdeep Dragon Heist and Dungeon of the Mad Mage. It is a lot of fun, and I hope you guys are enjoying it as much as I'm enjoying bringing it to you. If I can get my sleep schedule fixed, which I'm hoping to do tonight, if at all possible, we're rolling with advantage every day in 2020 with a video game in the afternoon, currently playing through Neo 2, and tabletop something or other in the evening. Tomorrow evening, we've got... I don't know what we have tomorrow evening, actually, because I might need to... I either have a meeting or I need to plan something new, one or the other. But we're going to try to do some Neo tomorrow afternoon, and then Tuesday, we've got more video games, and then Grandmaster Preparations, our GM prep show, in which we have a lot to discuss, including an upcoming campaign or two. So hopefully I will see you guys there for that. If you like tabletop role-playing games, or if you don't know if you like tabletop role-playing games, we would absolutely love to have you. We also host a monthly open dice night with a Tales from the Loop short story sponsored by Birch Mila, who played Connie tonight, coming up on the 18th, Gracie?
Let me double check that.
18th,
I think so.
18th and 25th?
Yeah.
So that's coming up very soon. Hopefully you guys will stop by for that if you're ever minded to do so. For now, I'm going to get out of here, but when I do, I'll be hosting someone. It's someone who I like, someone who I hope that you all will like, and can spread some of the love that was felt here today over on their channel. And check back here, because I'm always hosting someone, and you might find your favorite streamer that way. I would like to thank everybody for the hosts, retweets, follows, subs, and cheers during this session and any tabletop session. I try not to pay too much attention to chat, because we're trying to keep the story moving during that Tides of Action, and sometimes there's other streamers involved who bring their communities in as well, and it would just get hectic if we were all looking at chat. But thank you to anybody who did support the stream during the show. I did notice it, and I am grateful. And for now, it's time for me to leave you with these parting words. From myself, my keepers, and those joining me on stage this evening, to all of you, the regulars, the followers, the newcomers, and the lurkers, whether you're just having a seat by the fire or you've got a running tab at the bar, remember, there's always more stories to tell. And hopefully, I'll see you all next time as we venture back into Waterdeep with a new chapter. Good night, you guys. Thank you so much for stopping by, and hope to see you again soon.